Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judge Mo. Big up everyone that joined us here from MHF. Hit that like button. Let's get to 300 likes, people. If we start Arsenal, okay, people are giving up. Man City are giving up. A lot of people are giving up on the title now. A lot of people are actually saying that the title is over. It is done. Congratulations to Arsenal. Man City fumbled today at West Ham. Erling Haaland missed chances. Pep Guardiola fucked up the lineup completely, absolutely, completely destroyed the lineup, not playing Shirky. And I don't think he's finding the right team for the league, to be honest with you. Arsenal, though, Max Dowman. Actually, Arsenal made history today. I saw he's the youngest Arsenal player to score a goal in the Premier League. Until an hour earlier, he actually is the youngest player ever to score in the Premier League. Actually, I didn't know that until an hour ago. So they checked it. Factually, he is. We got a great panel for you today. We got Tariq Patterson, of course, here. Of course, as always, the great Tariq is here on Saturdays. As always, we got Kelk, who is here, never hides. She never hides. Of course, we got Baylech, of course, and we got Mr. Dio. But we got a surprise for people, someone that doesn't hide as well. As people said, as I told people, he is here always. He's on Sam's channel. He's on his own channel, someone that would never hide. He is here. We got a surprise for you guys in the background. Of course, now I don't know if the panel knew this or not, but there is someone that is joining us on the panel by request, actually. He said, I want to join the stream. Martin is here actually joining us as well by request. He never hides. So, Martin is here. But big up everyone that is here. Hit that like button, people. 500 people are just starting. Where do we start? I got to start with City, to be honest, before I go to Arsenal. I got to start with Manchester City before I start with Arsenal. Why did Pep ruin it today? Why did Pep ruin it today? Why would he not play Shirky? What is this change of box midfield, two strikers, two wingers, to box midfield again? What happened? What is going on? Tariq, talk to me, Tariq.
I mean, you say, why did he change? Quite honestly, he hasn't been playing Turkey all season. I mean, he played him for like a stretch. And then I think he was trying to find what the lineup was going to look like, what the formation was going to look like, and he went away from it. When Shirky and Foden were both playing together, they were thriving. And then neither of them have played consistently since that space of time. So I think the frustration that you feel, or that is, I guess, palpable from City fans, is just that you see the fact that Shirky is creative, can help create situations where Haaland or whoever else can get goals, And so we want to see that. And unfortunately, Pep has gone away from it. So I can't tell you why. It's frustrating for a lot of folks. But I think that even with the lineup that we had, we should have won. We should have won the game today.
You guys, is the title over for you guys?
Well, I've said this before. I didn't think this team was good enough to win the title. I thought the only reason we were still in the even in a conversation was because Arsenal went through a spell where they weren't great, and that if they ever got it figured out, then they kept us in it long enough that it was a conversation. But quite honestly, I didn't think that we were good enough, and I think that's been proven out over the last couple games. We just haven't been good enough, but that's okay. I mean, we can't win them all. I like to think we'll be back depending on what happens in the summer. So we'll see. But no, I do think that the league is over, in my opinion. Now, Martin and Kells may feel differently, but I do not think there is a world in which Arsenal drop enough points between now and the end of the season that we are even in this conversation at the end.
So things wouldn't change if Arsenal don't win against Bournemouth next week. In 4 weeks, I mean.
Again, they can drop points and bring us back into the conversation.
You play away at Chelsea and they play
I just don't think it
Bournemouth.
matters. I just don't think. I don't think there's
didn't
enough.
know. I thought it's the.
Yeah, and then we still got Real Madrid, and we got the Arsenal game for the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, that is a different one. That is the cup
I'm
game.
Just saying, but all of those things are combining.
I think you're gonna die. I think you're gonna die for the cup now. I think this is gonna be.
I think we have to. I think that's the only thing
exactly.
left.
I think it's gonna be. I was talking to Asema. I think it's gonna be a make or break about the cup. To be honest with you, Kelk, talk to me. Did Pep ruin it? Did he bottle it today?
Just another awful lineup. I don't understand why you're playing a front three that all have terrible first touches with a midfield that doesn't create chances and can't get them the ball consistently. Aït-Nouri basically had to do all the creative work, just like Doku had to do all the creative work with no help against Real Madrid. I don't get it. And I keep saying this. I said it on your show on Friday. I screamed it on the football terrace because I had a meltdown on there. Have the players on the team to play better, and we're not using them. If this is a rebuild, then why aren't we using new players? Why are we still sticking to the same shit? I can't justify this right now. I'm getting frustrated with it. Like, we know we need a creator on the pitch. He's on the bench. We know we need to play faster. He just keeps slowing the play down.
He's got one assist in 11 games.
Please let me have a chance.
One assist in 11 games, so don't give me the crap about being a creator.
Shirky?
Yeah,
Shirky changed the game for you.
And your field
changed the game.
I don't want to wear the crap. I don't want to wear the copium.
Shirky changed the game for you.
All because we're Turkey FC.
Well, I don't think it's Turkey FC, Martin. Hold on. But Martin, I hear you, and I understand your frustration. But at the end of the day, if he's putting the ball in good spaces and our attackers aren't converting them, then you can't blame him for not getting assists.
He did one thing today, and that was the 30 seconds he was on, and then went out the game again. People have eyes.
I disagree.
I think we were creating a lot more chances when all the subs came on. And that's not just Turkey. That's also Foden coming on. That's Doku coming on. That's Johnny Rangers coming in. Those are creative players who can create chances. Marmoush doesn't create chances. Erling Haaland doesn't create chances.
But you've all been crying for him.
Semenyo doesn't create chances. Bernardo Silva doesn't create chances. Rodri doesn't create chances. Nico O'Reilly is the only one who kind of creates chances.
Well, you want to sell everyone
on the pitch,
you want to sell everyone and buy a crash. You want to sell everyone and buy a crash. You want to do Chelsea FC.
No, I don't.
1 minute it's about the trophy, the next minute it's not.
Our squad. Why aren't we using them? I don't want to buy one. We have them on our team. Use them. Why are you sitting on the bench?
Because they're not good enough. They're not good enough.
How do we know they're not playing? I want to see them fail. That's fine. If they're not good, I want to see them not be good enough. I don't want to see them come on the bench when the game's already almost over and we've already had 60 or 70 minutes of crap. That's all. We bought the players. I'm not asking for signings. We did the signings over 3 windows. Play them. That's all I'm asking for.
Can you name me the signings?
If you disagree, that's fine.
Name me the signings.
Ryan Turkey, Tijani Rangers, Nico Gonzalez, Omar Marmoush.
Nico Gonzalez. 1 minute. Nico Gonzalez is a backup to Rodri.
Why do we play our best football with Nico Gonzalez as our 6?
To your point, Pep has made him the backup to Rodri, but when he played, I don't think there's any doubt that he excelled in Rodri's absence. And I think at least for a period of time, it took Rodri to get back to anything remotely resembling the Rodri of old. We should have given him more chances. So I don't think it's one or the other. I think there's both, and I think that. Again, I think it's okay to say that Pep got things wrong, and also say that we even with that we could have and we should have won this game. Again, we had so for all the criticism that Arsenal gets, we had 15 corners. Arsenal scores at least 2 goals from 15 corners.
Well,
Where are we at?
That's why Tariq, I don't think it actually was the wrong 11.
Again, I think he made changes that I think I like the changes that he made. I think that they proved themselves, and we both defensively and attacking wise, I think we seem to play better towards the end of the first half going forward.
I just want to say one thing before I even get going. I want to say congratulations to Arsenal.
Yeah,
they deserved it. The champs. I said I'd do it. I'm a man of my word. I said I would do it, and they'd have been the better team. And
so you've given up now too, Martin.
No.
You don't think there's any...
Of course, it's done. It's dusted.
Yeah, okay.
It's done, dusted. I think we'll empty? Will we end empty-handed? No. I think we can win the 2 domestic trophies, 100%. To me, it is what it is. Yeah. I think we'll be back. It's fine. I think we'll make changes in the summer. 100%. We'll make changes. People going about this. This is my issue when I kick back on this Nico G and all this stuff. Why are we after 2 or 3 midfielders in the summer if we've got all these spectacular midfielders sat on the bench?
Because Rodri might go, because Bernardo is going to go, because Kova's going to go. There's other, So I mean, I think
Tariq is say it's Tonali and Ali Anderson, and they coming and sitting on a bench for Nico J.
I think that if they come, the best players will play. And I don't think that Pep right now is playing necessarily the best players because he's got 10 years of history with the Bernardo, with a Rodri, and those guys are playing even when maybe they shouldn't be playing. And I don't think that's contradictory to say that Pep has. I think it's proven out that Pep has favorites. All managers have favorites, and they play their favorites. Whether we agree with it or not, he's got favorites, and he's playing them. Yeah. And again, I disagree with that. I think that the best players should play.
Yeah, let me put in real quick. Remember, Pep said that the Newcastle game defined who we are, and that's how we should play. Remember who played in that game and who's played in all these other games that have been terrible. Just remember that.
And by the way, because I'm not saying Cherky's not good. I'm not saying it won't be good. I think what gets me is people they talk about some of these players like they are KDB and some of our real legends. They're nowhere near that level. Can they get there? 100%. People forget, and this is my issue. Kushinov is a young lad. He's going to be amazing. But let the kid grow. My issue is we've got
Max Dowman. This guy was the next best.
I understand you want to do a Chelsea,
Martin.
I'm talking about the year 2026. Who's the best players? Play them. That's all I want. If it's someone who's been here longer, fine. If it's someone who's young, then they should play.
Kel, you did this last season. You wanted to go to all the academy players. Your answer to any issue,
the older players were shit last season,
and they were still better than anything. That's why we finished third.
I think they're.
Your answer is go to the kids. That's all your ever answer is go to kids. Go to kids.
You're like Bluco.
That's your answer.
Marmouche is a kid. Nico G's a kid. Turkey's a kid.
What was Marmouche today? Everyone does all this. Go to Marmouche, and when he plays, he does nothing.
Who did more, Marmouche or Holland?
Sorry, who got sub first?
Farmers always get sub first. I'm just used to it at this point.
Can I interject? I haven't said a word for 15 minutes. This is so much first world. This is the first world problem. When I look at Arsenal today, and they had to bring a 16 years old to win them the game. They got Madueke and Martinelli on the bench. Like that, and I'm like, they got Martinelli on them, and I'm like,
Yeah, is Dowman
Chelsea
too young?
had nobody.
Is Dowman too young?
No, Martinelli was on the pitch. He wasn't on the bench.
Martinelli
Lamine
was
Yamal
on
too
the
young?
bench. He came on the pitch. Like,
But
I want to
Martinelli
tell you
is
something.
injured.
This
No
is
one
my
rates
opinion
that
on
bench.
City this season.
Everyone
I said this the other day.
You got to tell everyone.
I said this the other day.
What you done
I
for
said
me
that-
lately?
Can I just say, I said this the other day on the football terrace, and I said it here on Friday with Kelk and the guys. I think this season, most of this season is on Pep Guardiola. And this season, Mikel Arteta has been better than Pep Guardiola as just a coach. That doesn't mean that Mikel Arteta is just better than Pep. That means that this season, Pep is not, there's 8 games left. Pep Guardiola normally, as Martin always say, he finds that right formula at the end of the season to go on that run. He did it in the 22-23 season with that box midfield that won them the treble, and he found it the season after when he changed things and they go into that 17 out of 18 games winning streak. Last season, even he found somehow some way to win games. It wasn't a magnificent run, but it was the run that got them. They were the best team in the last 12 games, if I'm not mistaken, of the season. It's 8 games now, and I think until this moment, Pep doesn't know what's his best lineup. Who's the best left back? Who's the best forward? Should Semenyo be inside or should Semenyo be outside? Should I play touchline wingers or make the fullbacks push forward? He doesn't know. He keeps changing it. And the problem is, I can't say it's adaptability to teams because it's not working. Today, by the way, City created a couple of chances. By the way, Erling Haaland should have had a goal today. By the way, that left foot that he fumbled, normally he puts that in at least to work the goalkeeper, right? And he put it wide. I thought Marmoush was being left out wide, and that is not his game. Marmoush strives only when he played close to goal. He was left to play out wide today. That is not his game. I don't know what was Semenyo's role. I need someone to explain to me what was Semenyo's point on the pitch today. He had that one chance that Erling Haaland set him up, and after this he had nothing. For me, I'm looking at City today. City, tactically, were all right. West Ham didn't lay a glove on City today. They didn't lay a glove on you.
Exactly.
But the players that you literally did what Odegaard does for Arsenal sometimes. Some of your players were afraid of making the risky passes. They wanted to play the sideway passes. Let's go backwards. Let's go. Like Rodri made it once. That long goal that he did, it was a fantastic.
Say the name of the players that aren't making the passes.
Rodri, for example, they did it once. He made that forward pass once. You know, that dink that he did at the far post.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, Rodri would look at Haaland and refuse and go sideways. Matthias Nunes normally would cross, right? Matthias Nunes, every time he got to the byline, he'd look up, go backwards. He doesn't want to cross. He want to build and recycle and build and recycle. Man City today didn't take any risks and he got punished for it, right? And that's the problem. Did Man City play good football today? Because everyone keeps saying Man City play good football. Did you play good football today? No. Hill came and said it's very boring. Hamza said it's very boring.
Mo, can I say something about this Pep thing?
Say before Martin, just go ahead, die, and then let Martin.
Yeah, I think the thing with Pep is Pep has a system. Buddy, I'm talking. Pep has a system that he believes works for him, right? And when he tried something different, when you guys had that run of form, and you guys are winning a bunch of games, he tried something different. Then he reverted back to what he's used to. Maybe because he feels like, you know what, I can't keep doing this new, trying to figure stuff out all the time. So this is why he probably relies on his what you guys call favorites. I won't call them favorites. I'll say the people that know that system, which is why he keeps them on the pitch. It's like I wouldn't look at it. Can I say something?
Bernardo, I actually disagree with Kilk all the time. Bernardo has been one of City's best players this season. One of City's best players this season has been Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, because more in Pep's
and
system,
I think that Rodri hasn't done bad since he came back. Rodri hasn't been bad since he come back. He hasn't.
Because they work
It
in
took
Pep.
a couple games, but he was okay after probably 3 or 4. Those first 4 or 5 games, he was not good. Rodri was not good.
But Tyreek, look at this. Rodri comes back from injury and he works in that Pep system. That's what I'm saying. Pep has a system,
Yeah.
and those players are used to that system. So you will notice that Bernardo's, the Rodris, they somehow just, the only player that I can say is working in this system right now that is not a Pep player to me is your goalkeeper. But I think Pep was smart to say, I will get the best shot stopper in the world right now, one of the best shot stoppers. I'll have that in my back as my insurance, because again, he looked at his defense. If Diaz wasn't getting injured this season, Diaz is playing every game. I'm telling you that. Again, I think that is just the fear to actually try new things with new players. And that in itself is why you're not seeing the new boys play. Again, if you're doing a rebuild, this is the season of the rebuild to let the Marmouches play, let the Shirkies play, let them work out all the kinks and all the system and all the style, let them make the mistakes, let them do all the things that you need them to do so that they can then become the team they need to become. Because if you don't do it now, when are you going to do it? That would be.
Yeah.
Would you say
I agree, and I hope that we do that now that the season's over with.
And my final thought process is, if you bring in players that most of the league are not used to, for example, when Liverpool brought in that Rio Ngumara boy, most people did not know who he was. So you can't prepare for a kid like that with the talent like that. We saw it with Max Dowman today. I'm sure they just didn't know what the kid was capable of doing, which is why they left him.
We'll come to Arsenal. So I'm
not giving an example. City needs to do the same thing to get magic to happen on the pitch. Bring in players that the league are not used to. Pep needs to bring those guys in, because I think that will be a shock factor to any team that you're playing.
Yeah, before Martin, can I say something before you go on? I'm gonna give you the mic. Guys, there's about 1,000 people here. We need to get to 300 likes at least. I just want to welcome someone that has never streamed with any of us before. I believe, Doobs, you've never been on any of these guys before. No. It's a Chelsea fan, guys, that goes on Don's channel, that goes on other people. So he's the first time he's on my channel. So it's just so unlucky that we're going to talk about Chelsea, but the City and Arsenal are actually the dominant point. But I appreciate you joining us. Hopefully we'll see you more.
Nice
he is someone, guys, I've listened to him on Don. I've listened to him on other channels. The very good Chelsea fan, very good, well-spoken. We're just going to see many of them. Big up to you, my man. Let me just
thank you.
Hit that like button, people. My man, W's for my guy for dropping the 50p. Thank you so much for this massive donation to the channel, my man. Thank you so much. Double standards, politics, inconsistencies, fair to play guys that help the team versus fear of their name. We what? We judge the kids.
Judge the kids harder.
We judge the kids harder than we judge players with experience. Rather a year early, 2 years late. Danielle. Martin,
Daniele, that's Daniele. He streams with Martin and I a lot.
Martin, do you care to respond? Do you think Pep favors players? Do you think Pep favors?
I think all managers favour. I don't think they favour players. I think they have more faith in other players than they have in some players. And I think that goes. Mourinho had more faith in some.
Arteta has favourites.
Ferguson had faith in some. Arteta used to get accused of having faith in Havertz more than most of other. That's all football managers. I don't know why. For some reason, Pep seems to get hit with the biggest stick from some of our own fan base with that, and this is what annoys me a little bit. That's not a Pep issue. That's just football managers. It's the way football managers are. You'll get that if you bring in a new manager. He'll have favourites. He'll have the players that he wants more as well. That's what happens. But what's got to me this season more than anything, there's so much hysteria and emotion, and everyone's answer is get rid of that player, bring in somebody else all the time. And people keep chucking around all this money. And yeah, we have spent a lot. But was James Trafford meant to be part, Victor Hayes, this, that, and the other? No one was sat there in January worrying about Victor Hayes when we were spending the money on Mark Gay. Now everyone's worried about Victor Hayes' future, and they're worried about Juma Barr's future. They were all included in all this money.
So can I ask you a question?
It's double standards, and I'm going to call out double standards now.
This City team is way more than good enough to actually play better football and actually literally go and give a shot for the title.
For me, I think,
actually, when name for name now, Martin, you have a better squad than Arsenal after the January transfer.
I'd say we've got the problem is a lot. There's going to be up to 10 players. I think some players know they're done. 10 players, up to 10 players, I think will be gone in the summer.
So, but hold on, Martin, because he made a statement, and I want to know if you agree, because he said that if you went name for name, forgetting how they put it on the pitch, but just went down the list of names, and if you even did it by position, you know, our left back versus Arsenal's left back or back, whatever, that we would have the better squad today. Now, again, that may not have been the case before the January transfer window.
Before the injuries come back, and before Odegaard. By the way,
fully agree
Arsenal,
with that.
so one of the reasons why I say this, and I had this discussion with one of the Arsenal fans.
I said that last time I was on with you guys.
Yeah, because Odegaard's been out for a while. This is one of the main catalysts for Arsenal. He's been out for a while. Ben White, for example, is not being used. He's in out of the team. Arsenal have been hit. I know that City have injuries as well. But currently, as it stands, if you look at the two squads, who's fit and who's not fit, City's bench looks scary. Looks scary.
Let's assume that even playing level, like all of them are fit. Let's Tariq, I just want to do something. Let's even assume that they're all fit, which we know they're not. But let's just for the sake of this conversation that they're all fit. I think on paper, City do have better players when you look player for player. That's like if you look player for player, goalkeeper for goalkeeper. Yes, Raya has been amazing this season, but that is because of our back four, our midfield, and Raya combined. That's what's giving Raya what all that issue where people are not getting shots off to our goalkeeper is because of the back four and the midfield, Declan Rice and Zubimendi. So again, I think that if you just I think the issue is you have the ingredients. Pep does not want to cook a different meal. Pep wants to cook the exact same meal he's been cooking all these years and that have been winning for him. But now people in the restaurants are asking for a different meal. Literally, he's got the ingredients to be able to try out a different meal, try out a different system, try out a different way of playing, use players in certain ways that they've not been used before. Again, if he doesn't do that, what has happened is people have figured out how City play. There's no longer the fear of City. There used to be a fear of City. Like, I'm coming to the Etihad and I'm saying I'm not afraid to come to the Etihad, but I could not say that 4 or 5 years ago. Like, I did not like going to the Etihad. I'd written it off as a game where we were going to lose points.
I don't think anybody is scared now in the league. I think the league is becoming so tough, as Pep said. No one is scared of anyone. You watch Everton today against Arsenal. No one's scared of anyone. Newcastle against Chelsea.
Yeah, that would agree. By the way, can I just say something on this squad thing? Now, I'm going off what a lot I hear it in our own fan base. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, I've got the squad in front of me. Nathan Aka, well, I get told he's not good enough. Ruben Diaz, I get
Hold on, he's not good enough to be a starter, maybe, but as a fifth center back,
no,
what are we talking about?
Hey, Martin.
Yeah, people don't even want him off the bench, and you know that.
Martin
people are only chucking Ake in when it suits.
Well, hey, Martin, quick one. Before you list off the players, right? I just got to say something because I disagree with what Mo said, and I'm disappointed Dio actually agreed.
Oh, no, on paper. There's a difference on paper and in using them.
And this is what I was going to say. And I think that's why Mo's point was correct earlier.
Not performance.
Let me rephrase. I said it, so let me rephrase.
I want to respond to
performances, but on paper,
just strictly on
not
paper.
Performances. You know the difference.
Okay.
Like,
which is why your point about Pep is important.
Let me give you. If you before the season given two choices. Okay, Nouri, one of the best left backs that already has Premier League experience, or Hinkapia, a young player coming from the Bundesliga. Most people would choose. I would choose Nouri.
No. Look.
You're being stubborn.
I'm not being stubborn. You can't. No, Mo, you can't do. No, you can't do this. You can't speak for an entire fan base. You can't speak for the majority.
I'm saying my opinion. I'm not. This is my opinion.
Okay, and your opinion is fair. Your opinion is fair. I'm like, you understand?
My opinion.
No, and your opinion is fair, Mo. I'm just trying to say, right? In my personal opinion, even if you're saying on paper, whatever position you want to say, if you're going to talk about defenders, You can say Gabriel and Saliba. What defender at Man City is better than Gabriel and Saliba?
So that's what exactly what I was saying. I said on paper they would, because of the volume of number of players that they would have in that position on paper, that would look better than us. The word is look better. We're talking about so we probably will have centre backs. We will take the centre back position. We'll probably take maybe full back, but we would have to go based on, we hadn't seen Nkapie and Calafiori that much for us to say, oh, you know what? Guardiola, because they had Guardiola, they had all these. So my point is, on paper, when you look at what these players are, you can say, okay, Santo, if you ask me, we brought in Gyökeres. Will I take Haaland over Gyökeres? Yes. If you're
of course, any day.
Exactly. If you're talking about Phil Foden, yes, he has not been playing well, but we know what Phil Foden is.
A lot of our fans want to sell Phil Foden.
I don't know. But what I'm saying,
I keep saying play Foden. I keep saying play Phil Foden.
Let's not deviate from the conversation. About, I don't care whether
you're asking us about the squad. I can only go off what I hear in my shows.
I'm saying on paper, if you look at it player for player, like just on paper, not on performance, because
and again, not just the top, not just the 11, but the entire squad.
Your fan base wants to sell Phil Foden because of the performance. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying the name Phil Foden, what we know he's capable of doing in our midfield. We brought in Mikel Merino. Like a lot of Arsenal fans were shitting on Arteta, like, who is this guy?
Just use a real world analogy. Someone's wife might look better than some other's wife on paper, but then you meet them in real life.
My point is again. So I'm not saying that we are not better in performance. Arsenal is better in performance on the pitch, yes, but on paper you cannot deny that when you look at the City lineup. And the players
we don't play on paper.
No, I know we don't. I'm not talking about the
Martin. Martin,
can we hold on? I'm sorry. Can we separate the playing and just talk about just the ledger? I'm saying let's look at the ledger. Forget the playing. Because you're changing the direction of the conversation I'm having.
That's not the way coaches.
I'm just saying, if you had looked at just the players on paper and the players we brought in, you'd have been like,
I want to move on from the conversation about the squad.
I want to say one more thing, but
I just want to respond to Daya real quick.
I want to move on about the conversation about the squads. It's useless now.
But to me,
the reason why I said that, because I think Arteta is utilizing his players this season better than Pep Guardiola.
That's the point.
That was my point.
Has all the ingredients. Pep has all the ingredients to make the best meal in the world. But he had, to your point, this season. I'm not suggesting overall his whole career, but this season, I don't even like the guy, but Mikel Arteta has been a better manager this season than Pep Guardiola has. He's found solutions. He's gotten his team across the line, whether by hook, by crook, doesn't matter. He's gotten his team across the line, and we have not been Pep, whoever has not been able to find those same solutions. And so in tight games and close matches, we come up short. And part of that, in my opinion, is because Pep just hasn't been good enough this season. And it's okay to say that. I'm not suggesting, I'm not one of those people that is Pep out, but Pep has not been good enough this season. I hope he bounces back next season. I hope I need him to, because then we'll get back in the conversation. But Mikel Arteta has been a better manager than Pep this season. It just is what it is.
To win the league.
Also, Tarek, to echo what you and Dio said,
they've been more consistent.
This is my issue.
This narrative of just win the league. Just win the league. Like, that's the only.
But this is my point. He's a good manager.
All of this assuming.
He's used this. Listen, he's lost only 3 games in 48 games. You say the same for your team. Arteta has lost 3 games in 48 games in all competitions. Who's a better manager this season? I'm not saying he's better than Pep overall in his career. No.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you can't sit here and just be like, just win the league. Like, that's the default thing. That is so basic. That is just a basic thing. Like, what are we doing? We're having a football conversation.
But the reason you won the league is because Arteta has gotten your team to be the most. Hold on, but they win. But it's because you've been the most consistent. The league is a function of consistency, and consistency comes down to your manager. Your manager has put your team in a position where they have been the most consistent team across the entire however many games we played so far this season, and it just is what it is. Now, whether they win the league or not doesn't really matter. He's been the most consistent at this point, and that's why you're top.
That's why I shut down that statement. I said, "Oh, just win the league." I'm like, no. The point is up until now. After 30 games, Mikel Arteta,
he might fumble. By the way, he might completely fumble. He
might fumble. Let me explain.
Can I hear Martin? Can I get George's opinion on this before we go on
to other areas?
Go ahead, Martin. Go ahead.
The reason I said the win the league thing is, Dial, that's what a lot of our fan base is about. Win the league. We started off the season.
We're talking about
And
managers.
hang on, but 1 minute,
Let him
Dial.
talk, though.
Tariq and Kel know this. 90% of our fan base were telling everyone it was transition, rebuild, etc. Right? That's exactly what we're doing. We're transitioning, we're rebuilding. I was the one who said we can win the league. I was the one being called deluded in July and August by people in my own fan base telling me I was bullshitting and they didn't know what I was talking about. And I said, because of Pep. Now, we're in the rebuild. We're second by 10 points, by the way. 10 points second. In another cup final. In the quarterfinals of another cup. And I'm getting told it's shit, sack Pep, blah, blah, blah. So, yes, that's my point, Dial. It is league or bust. Because it's become league or bust.
But that's
It was
your
never
fan-
really
that-
about the
that
transition.
conversation
It
is
was
in
never
your
Can
fan
really
base.
I
about
can I
the
now
rebuild.
interject? I need to get Dubs'
Martin,
opinion
that
on this.
conversation is
Who
in
do
your
you think
fan
has
base.
been Dayo?
We
Let me
just talk about managers that have been better this season.
Dayo.
Playing
Let
managers
me
are not what your fan base is
Dubs,
saying.
what do you think about that Pep versus Arteta this season conversation?
You guys are fun. I just thought I'd start off with that. You guys are funny. Nah. To me, if you were to ask me why Arsenal have been like so successful this year, I think when you look at Man City, if you put managers aside for a second, I think the issue is when you look at like the main players, the City like big guns like the Haalands, the Rodris, the Fodens, as you mentioned. This season, I don't know what it is, but they haven't like necessarily clicked as well as they have in past seasons. All credit to Rodris coming back from a long-term injury. Haaland is Erling Haaland. On his day, he can score for fun, but as of recent, he hasn't been turning up. And Phil Foden's just out of form, much like many other young English players. Arsenal, I think Arteta's doing a great job with the squad he has, a squad that I had doubts over because I wasn't necessarily sold on Gyökeres when he signed. I don't really particularly rate many of their attackers. I'm still not sold on Bukayo Saka. But he's managed to get a tune out of them, and you have to look at it and go, you know what? Credit to Arteta. And when you look at Pep, I think players are out of form, and he signed a lot of players such as Xherki, Reinders that are still maybe adapting to the league and still getting to grips with Pep's system. Because Pep's likes to play a proper structure. Like that's why so many players like the Cole Palmers had to leave because they can't actually work under the structure of Pep. So why players like Jack Grealish haven't worked. So it's going to take time, and I think maybe that's the reason as to why it hasn't necessarily clicked for Man City and why they've let. That's why they've let. Not necessarily let.
I
but
know
that's
that
why
is the
Arsenal
reason.
Bring him
Yeah.
on again. He's spot on. Spot on.
But
word for word.
I'm gonna actually respond to this. I'm gonna respond.
Yeah.
He's actually right about the new players and stuff. However, one of the things that I actually debated with Kelk was that I don't think it was on Friday. It's not a transition if you bypass the transition. What I mean by this, transition and rebuild and adaptation comes when you don't get the best players. City went and got one of the best centre backs in the league. Don't tell me he's adapting. When Arsenal went and bought the money for Kai Havertz, there was no adaptation. There was deliver now. When you go and pay the top money, Gyökeres, for example, no one is saying that Gyökeres needs time to adapt. No, you pay the top dollar. I'm expecting results now. Now, if you go and get someone, let me just finish. If you go and get someone like a Cole Palmer, when Chelsea got Cole Palmer, someone that has only 900 minutes in the league, young, doesn't have experience, yes. City went, same for Liverpool. Liverpool have no excuses. When you go and get Isak, when you go and get Nketiah, when you go and get Wirtz, when you go and get Kirkes, the left back of the season, we're not saying adaptability. There is no transition. There is no transition is, with all due respect, transition is what Chelsea are doing. Chelsea has been in transition for 4 years. They get young players, they sell them, they get another young player. Arsenal and City bypass the transition by signing the ready-made players. So there is no excuse for Pep Guardiola for not being able. And also, we're in freaking March. What transition?
But you know
Shaq
what?
has been here for a while.
Who do you mean by ready-made? Sorry, can you name them ready-made?
Okay, I name Semenyo's a
Johnny
ready-made player.
Reinders,
Reinders is the
midfielder of the season.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
I can name the players. Reinders is a ready-made player. Marmoush is a ready-made player. Semenyo is a ready-made player. Noor is same for Arsenal, by the way. I can go on for Arsenal. Arsenal, when they signed Zubamendi, is already maybe. No one said that Zubamendi is going to come in and have an adaptability. No, Zubamendi needed to come to Arsenal from game week 1, need to play. Deliver, Habibi, Eucharist.
Yeah, no, I
Why?
agree. Can I ask-
But you know
You
what I
get
think
my
is different?
point.
Do you know what- do you know what I think
However,
is
Let me get
different?
to
you're
the point
talking
in a minute.
the Kuzanov. Yes, Kuzanov is adaptability. Yes, that's an adaptability.
Victor
period.
Hayes,
Why?
Echeverria,
But Victor Hayes is not even in the team.
Team.
But they're
By
not
the
even
way,
here.
Donnarumma.
But
Don't
that's
tell
what we
me
spent the money
that
on.
Donnarumma. No
That's
one
what
should
we
tell
spent the
me.
money on, Carl.
Okay, but don't tell me that Donnarumma is adaptability.
But-
You're signing
but-
the triple winner
No
Donnarumma.
one's saying
But
Donnarumma
I
is
think
it.
I think it's different. I think it's different for Arsenal and Man City in particular because I think both the managers they play in such like a structured like they instruct their players in certain ways. That's why players like Eze have struggled. That's why Gyökeres is only now coming into goal scoring form, and that's why.
And no one is cutting them some slack dupes. No one is cutting them some. No one is cutting Eze slack. No one is giving Eze leeway. No one is saying we're sorry, Madueke. You have to adapt.
Let me.
And by the way, I'm gonna say it. Kelk has been on this, and Tarek has been on this. They're saying these players need to play and perform. No one is asking anybody to adapt here. No, saying.
Right, are you going to drop Erling Haaland from
Mo, I put up this graphic.
No, but there is ways to utilize both.
Mo, I put up this graphic for a reason, right? I hear what you're saying, that the adaptability, the players need to come in and need to blend. These are 4 new players that we bought last season in the summer, right? And Arsenal has scored 102 or 103 goals now. They've contributed in all competitions, 50 of those goals. 50, half. Yes, they don't look like they're firing. Yes, they don't look like they're the guys getting stuff done. The point is Mikel Arteta is finding ways to use these guys to get the numbers.
And City have been.
And City have not. What I'm saying is you've not been able to get a tune regardless of how it looks. I heard the first thing that Martin said when he came in and Kelk was talking about Shirky, and he said he's only got 1 assist. Fair enough. That's true. That's true. He's only got 1 assist. But if you don't give him the chance, we gave Eze chance after chance after chance after chance before it eventually clicked. But now if you look at it, those 4 new players, which of course they also need to adapt, remember this, have contributed more than half the goals that Arsenal has scored this season. Were they the correct players? Right now, as of today, yes. Because they're literally contributing. The whole essence of the game is to win, like you said.
Can you put that back up?
Yeah. But Tijani
was that all competitions or just in the
league?
All competitions, of course.
Is that all comps?
Yeah, that was all comps, right? So
City have better contribution. Actually, I checked it.
He scored 102 in all comps, and they've contributed.
But our new players have better stats than what you've just shown.
Yeah, their new players have better stats.
Yeah,
it's about the system. By the way,
how the fuck do we have
33%?
Listen, again, the reason I'm showing that.
Fit them in a system. Build a system around those players. We had one that was working earlier in the season, and it was Phil Foden was cooking, Turkey was cooking, Holland was cooking, Doku was cooking,
and that was all before Rodri came back.
And since we changed back to the system in the beginning of January,
I said the exact same.
We're scoring less goals. We're creating.
But it's not about Rodri, the player. It's about, to her point, it's about the system. Pep, once Rodri came back, Pep changed the system.
Transition with Rodri.
Right. And so now we're going back to the old style. And the problem is we have half of our squad, all of our new players have no idea what it's like to play in that system. And so the only people that do is a Rodri, a Bernardo, which you were calling out earlier. And so when they're in the game, you see them slow the ball up. You see them pass back as opposed to making that pass going forward and trying to be attacking and going to goal. So we have a
fault then. It's the Ballon d'Or winner's fault.
No, it's the
that's exactly my point. It's not his fault. It's the fact that Pep is changing the system because of him, and so now we have half of our team. We're what is it? We're like our team is schizophrenic. We have 2 different personalities, and we don't know which one is going to play at any given moment because half of our team play one way, half of the team play a different way, and you're trying to blend it all together and make it work. It doesn't work. You either need to commit to one or commit to the other, but you can't try to do both in the same match, in the same game with the same players. It just doesn't work. It's not, and that's no disrespect to Rodri because it's not about the player. It's about we're tied to an old system.
It's about the system.
And we've been buying the players for a new system. And we're asking them to play in the old system that none of them have the skill set for or the tactical knowledge how to do. So Pep sees that they're struggling because he's not teaching it to them. He's trying to teach them something they're not equipped to learn because they don't have that skill set. I don't know why.
No, but that's Kel. That's where.
And that's why that's why he's like, they're not good enough. I have to bench them. So you
he
spend
is
all this
teaching
money.
them. No, he is teaching them. Hence his comments about Cherka 2 weeks ago. He's trying to teach them. That takes time. Nobody is willing to give this guy time.
And that's when I mentioned about transition.
Nobody will give
Nobody gave Arsenal time.
I'm a big believer in honesty.
Chelsea time.
Now. People don't want to wait for the ending. They want to get.
They are used to. City are used to winning.
To the ending straight.
They're used to winning.
No, but again, what is this time? What is this time thing we're talking about?
Turkey out there making mistakes, and that's why we lose a game.
I
want to see Turkey learn on the pitch, not from the bench.
What is this time thing?
You also said if we don't win trophies,
Liverpool spent 450 million. Nobody gave them time.
You're not giving them the time to win, then, are you? To learn, because you want sacked if they don't win trophies. So you want the best of both worlds.
I've never said Pep out. I have never said Pep out.
You said Khaldoon has a decision to make. We don't win trophies. We go 2 years without winning trophies.
Let's be saying Khaldoon has a decision.
No, that is Pep out. That's a cute way around of saying it. Listen, I've got a degree in psychology. Let's not do this the cute way around it. That is Pep out, just a cute way around it. Totally fine to be Pep out, Kel. Just don't do the cute way around it. If that's Khaldoon's decision, no.
That's above my pay grade.
But what I'm saying is we can't say, surely you understand, we can't say, I'm willing to give these players the time to learn. But if we go 2 years without a trophy, Khaldoon has a decision to make. Because you're not giving them the time then.
I want to move. I want to get to Arsenal. Just let me do these super chats. Fantastic. Absolutely. This is one of the first times that we have a deep conversation without banter about actually the games, which is something that is, you can only have banter conversation. I thought this conversation was very good. Rick,
you're exposing the rift in the City fan base. If you are on social media, you see this all the time, but it's actually showing up it's showing up on YouTube where everybody else can see it. It's like a family.
No. Remember, I do a Friday show when Kilk and Martin both are on the Friday show together.
Okay, well, there you go. There you go.
This has been going on for 18 months and no one's seen it.
Kilk and Martin are on my channel on Friday afternoons.
Yeah.
West Ham could have won.
Do you know what it is, Mo?
If they were clinical. Can I read the super chats?
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
West Ham could have won if they were clinical. Actually, I don't think so. West Ham
they had one shot, and they got one goal. What are we talking about? How much more clinical could they have been?
I'm going to tell you something, Emmanuel. Gahey and Kuzanov today, they were heroes in terms of the one-on-one defending. They were fantastic one-on-one defenders because Pep Guardiola put everyone forward and said, Gahey and Kuzanov deal with Adama Traore and the guys. It was actually on the players to do it. And guys, before you actually read the rest of the subject, how do we have 33% of votes saying that I don't like you more? It's absolutely shambolic, I swear to God, in the voting. It's ridiculous. Hit the like button, people. City has great attackers on the bench if they are behind, but who in their bench can hold a lead? They did it.
Mo.
They did it against Leeds.
Don't score goals, and we barely scored in the second half of games.
There are City fans who want Semenyo dropped at the moment. He's been here for a time to have a cup of tea and a sandwich, and there are some City fans that want him dropped. This is the problem. I'm going to say it straight. I flirt around this, and people can think how they want it instead of opinions. I get it. It is the fit. People have been so used to the success, they don't know how to deal without it.
I agree with that statement. I agree with that statement. But nobody was calling for Semenyo out when he was playing on the left side, when he was playing as a winger when Doku was out, right? What's happened is Pep has tried to move him inside and play him in that 10 spot. And that's where I think a lot of people's frustration is. That's not where he thrives, especially when you have Cherki sitting on the bench, who is a 10, who might be the best 10. I don't know. Maybe this is me being overly dramatic, but he might be the best 10 in the league, but we don't ever know because we won't play him there. until
Let
the
me,
game until the game is gone, and then it's like, oh, Turkey, go
Hang on,
save us.
hang on.
Turkey, go
I'm-
save us.
I'm
No,
listening,
stop
Yana,
asking
leaving.
that man to save us and play him from the beginning. So that's the frustration, and that's why people are saying put Semenyo on the bench because they want to see Turkey. Stop making us make that decision. We don't need to make that decision. We can both play.
This is a
Right.
super chat
So
that agrees with Martin.
because there's been games he started and not done anything
Yeah.
either. People
Pep
just don't want
criticism-
to admit that.
Well,
Pep
yeah, I
criticism
get
is
that.
too
He just
much.
got here.
Let me read.
Exactly,
this.
spot on. He's just got here, so let him grow.
So why are you asking him to do a role he's never done in his career? Why not just let him say, "Look, do what you're comfortable with."
I
and
actually,
we'll find a way around
someone is asking a
it. Let
question.
him get
This is
comfortable
too
and
deep.
settle. Don't ask him to do something he can't do and doesn't have the skill set for. We keep losing the ball because his first touch is poor, and he's being put in an area where that punishes you. And then we have no midfield cover because we're not playing the right midfield. Still. Why
So what's
are
the right
Gay-
midfield?
why are
Like,
Gay
leave that
and
be-
Hussam
what is the
having
right
to be heroes?
midfield?
Because the midfield can't hold the ball. We're not
what's
playing a
the
midfield that holds the ball.
What's the right midfield? Because today he played the midfield everyone begged for against Madrid. Played O'Reilly, played Rodri. Right, this Nico G stuff. People are talking about Nico G like he's some sort of Rodri regen. I'm sorry, I don't get it.
I'm gonna say this: he's
the
not
guy couldn't
Rodri,
tackle a
but we play
fishing
better
rod.
with Nico G this season.
Oh, don't
can't
do
fix
that,
it.
Martin.
We-
Don't
we-
do that. You don't have to
Nico G
put
will
him down
never
to
be
big up
Rodri,
Rodri.
I'm
That's
not
not
putting him
fair.
down.
Nico G
That's
this
not a
No,
fair
Tariq.
statement. Because if that was the other way around, you would be coming for
Tariq,
people.
no, Tariq.
That's not
Tariq,
true.
he's
He
been brilliant.
thrived when Rodri was out. Not
Then why
just
are we
not just
trying
got
to
us
buy
through. He
Why are we trying
thrived.
to buy Tonali and Anderson then?
I
He's
don't know
so
why.
damn good.
Because he might want to leave because he's not playing. Because we've had that conversation about maybe Barcelona want to come back for him or whoever. I don't know. But we can't sit here and act like he
Barcelona
didn't
are
thrive
actually
earlier in the season when Rodri was
Rodri.
out and could not do anything. Nico G was one of the best defensive midfielders in the league. We can't just act like that didn't happen.
Yeah, he
And
was
we've
winning
gone
the
away
most
from
duels.
it. We've gone away from it. And I understand why to a certain extent. Rodri's a Ballon d'Or winner. Why would you not? But to act like the kid can't get any game time ever at all? No, that doesn't make any sense either.
I've never seen Arsenal fans
Play them
chilling like
together,
this.
it's a wall. Play
I
them
want to go for us
together.
because I need these guys to get.
No, Tariq, I like Nico J. I think he's a very, very good player. But I'm going to say something. He's not in Rodri's league. He's
He
not.
doesn't
Of course
have to be.
not.
Martin,
Of
he
course
doesn't
not.
have to be in Rodri's league. Why do we play better ball
I got
with
one
Nico
thing
G
to
this
say.
season then?
I got one thing to say to this to
Why do we
Martin.
play better ball with him?
I said, hold on, Kel. And Rodri was not in Rodri's league when he first joined City.
I agree. But
And when
why-
he came back from
Until
injury,
until
All right,
what?
then, Mo.
Until
why are we trying
Pep
to sign him
played
down
him, coach. How is
why are we
Nico
trying to sign
Gonzalez?
him
It's
to a new
supposed to be
contract?
Rodri just signed a new contract.
I thought,
No, why
I
are
thought
we
he
trying to?
wasn't signing the new
Why are we
contract.
trying to tie him down on a new contract?
I thought you said he wasn't signing it.
No, I said the
we're
club.
trying to, whether he does
Trying
or
to,
not.
Let me, guys.
City
I need
want
to move
to.
on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I need to read this. Pep criticism is too much. Someone agrees with Martin. Guy has 12 plus, and Dubs as well. Guy has 12 plus new players in 12 months to integrate, almost
blame
like he
Pep.
bought a new team.
It's an
Oh, but by the
Arsenal
way,
fan.
manager
Come on,
of the
man. What are we
month.
talking
Signing him,
about?
though. Not,
By the
not
way,
enough.
Kelly was so shit. Why has he just won the Premier League?
Bro, you know
Manager of
this
the
is you know this
He's
is
so
sarcastic.
crap.
You know that this super
Well,
chat
they
is
did do that
sarcastic.
to Aiden earlier in the season or
Oh,
last
I
season.
noticed.
I
I noticed at the end.
That is
What did you
I
say?
noticed after I read it. I noticed.
That's what I was
at
gonna
the
say.
end
This is an Arsenal fan. What are we doing? This
I
is not
noticed
even.
at the end. I noticed at the end.
Oh, you got Mo.
Garbage.
Oh, you got him. Oh boy.
Oh, he got you ties too, because you guys started arguing about this comment. Who cares what he
You
thinks?
got me, bro. I
What
got
she
it
not
at
thinks.
the
integrating the
end.
players enough.
So say what, you
Could
want to
it be?
Kelly? Do you want to
Okay,
get
hold on. This is
He's the latest
could it-
name.
I don't want Zach Pep.
Hey, Luis Enrique is not a
Guys,
bad,
I
bad
really-
shout. I'd
I
take Luis
let me
Enrique.
let me read
Let me
these
think-
guys so
oh,
we can let me just read the super chats. It's not a lot of them.
Solution this season,
Kilk.
and he decided to stop playing it. That means he knows what to do. He's just refusing to do it.
So we finish second under Enrique. What happens, Andy? We sack him and move to the next manager. No offense, we've become Chelsea FC.
No.
What did he do to get shots? He got
No, I'm not digging. No, I'm not
Figure out
digging. No, I'm not.
he
I'm
got
not
hit
digging.
by strays.
No,
We didn't have to call out the
no.
He's been super polite
Tariq,
all
don't do
day
that.
long.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not. No, that isn't my
Nah,
issue. Is
It's
Chelsea
fine. It's fine.
have took a model of young players Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. The young players up and coming, build them up, and then manager after manager after
Young
manager,
and
they're
shite
desperate to
players.
get to where they want to be.
No, Martin,
Kel,
I've
I
said
need
this
to
a
read
million
this.
times. Pep figured out a system how to use this squad. He did it
It's one of
earlier
the best
in the
streams.
season.
By the way, it's one of the
He's
best streams I've
refusing-
done.
No, he
Actually,
figured out how to
Only
use
because you got
this
City
squad.
fans
And now
fighting. That's why
he's
you
not
love it.
using
You
it. So he
no,
knows
because
what to
it's
do,
fighting
he's
with
refusing to do it.
objectivity. It's fighting with different
Well, can I
opinions.
ask
It's
the
fighting
question?
with
Can
debate.
I ask the question when you're getting your plane over for the parade? I was just asking for a friend.
Me?
Yeah, because I've heard your front.
Yeah,
row
yeah. No,
parade.
I promise. I'm going. I'm literally going to Milano for the parade.
No, I
am
meant
actually.
the Arsenal
He said
parade.
the Arsenal parade.
I'm
I
going.
meant the Arsenal parade.
I might actually because I got a lot of. You don't know. I got a lot of invitations from people.
Look,
I
see,
will go to Milano for the parade, and then I will go.
He's saying enough
Maybe,
Superchats to pay for
maybe
it.
I will go to Arsenal for the triple. Maybe it's gonna be a triple parade.
oh,
maybe.
you'd love that.
I mean, it could be a
Maybe it's gonna be a
quadruple. Why
triple
not?
parade or a
Don't worry,
domestic triple.
we'll piss on that party on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Could it
Also,
be? Could
you
it
heard
be?
it here first. Number 17 for Real Madrid this season. You heard it here first.
Real Madrid got knocked out in the next round by Bayern Munich. Could it be that City players aren't good enough? I disagree with you completely.
I don't
No,
think
they
some
are.
of them are good enough to where we want to be. Or, no, sorry, change that. They're not good enough right now to where we need to be. Jeremy Doku has had 1 goal in 12 months. Savinho,
Yeah,
He's still better
I
than
would
Buffon
sell
left
him this
winger.
But he's also
Savinho-
been out for some of that time too.
No,
But he's
yeah,
he's,
He
he's
has
not he's
like
yeah.
10 goals in 3
see,
seasons.
Tariq,
That is
this
not good enough.
You're doing a me. I become you and you become me. I love how we've switched roles there.
I'm just saying we can't.
I'm going to be
Okay.
honest. They're not. Savinho would be a great player. So you know what Savinho would be really good at? If you were winning the league and you were surrounding him, say you had players all at the right movement and you could bring Savinho in to learn.
If you have
develop.
Kevin De Bruyne,
Yeah.
Mahrez, Sane, and you
Yeah,
get
the
Savinho
trouble
on,
is,
be
You
fantastic.
brought in
Yes.
Savinho to go, can you win now, by the way, at 20 years old and get going? And he's like, what? What
Yeah.
are we doing here? So he's crap.
You can taken squad. You can take a squad number 14 so that he delivers the 14th Premier League title for Arsenal. They can never make me hate you. FYI, Dowman equal Doku's goals this season. Yeah, Dowman has 1 goal. Doku has 1 goal. And anyone, I'm going to tell you,
point.
but I want to say something. Anyone that thinks it's Doku's fault, I actually think Pep Guardiola isn't able to use Doku to his best. Doku attracts at least 3 players every time he just steps on the ball. Every time Doku gets the ball, there's 3 oppositions on him. That frees up other players as well. So I actually think that it's not Doku's fault.
I'm
Let me just
taking
read
Doku in a heartbeat. We've got
Bro,
Garnacho on the
Doku,
left wing.
I think if Doku is being
Don't do that,
utilized,
Tariq.
well,
Don't do that.
So again,
Tariq.
no. That means that this
It's-
boils down. This
Yeah,
boils
good
down
enough.
to this boils down to Pep then, because again,
Habibi, Dayo, I've said it. I've said it.
He's had more than
Dayo,
enough chances.
Dayo, since the beginning of the season, I've done content with everyone here, apart from those. I've been saying Pep Guardiola has not yet found the right formula for City to actually go and have stamp their authority for games and games and games.
Have very good players.
He did.
He found
He did
it.
earlier in the season. He stopped doing
He
it.
did a little bit, and then he changed it when Rodri came back, and then he found it again, and then now he's going back. He can't find it. It made sense earlier this season for Man City as they were playing direct balls to Haaland, which made him score loads of goals compared to now. Surprise! Haaland doesn't get any touches inside the 18 anymore
And
for some whatever reason.
It changed when Rodri come back because Rodri can't play
Exactly.
transition football.
Yes.
So you've got 2 choices.
So you playing with
let-
Nico G.
You let Rodri go. You let Rodri go, or you just play with Rodri. You've got 2 choices.
Or you play Ryan Cherky alongside Rodri because Cherky will play that ball just like KDB used to play that ball, which is why KDB's pass percentage was always lower than everybody
You
else.
can
because
play-
he played
if
balls
you
But
are-
that
everyone's
were
crying for Ryan Turkey. We have
Very
a solution.
simple. I
We
think
don't
the
need to
solution
buy
is-
the player.
He
He's
wants
already
Cherky
here.
near the box, Tariq. He wants Cherky.
And the
We don't
last
need
thing
to
I'm
spend
gonna
money on
say
him. We already did.
before we move to Dowman and Arsenal and all the stuff that happened today, the last thing I'm gonna say, there is a choice.
You're right,
of
Arsenal
playing.
lad.
There is a choice of having Nico Gonzalez, Rodri, Shirky in the 10, play the strikers, put the fullbacks up, let Nico
What we're
Gonzalez and
doing with
Rodri.
Nico Riley
I've
then?
been calling
What are you doing with
You
Nico
cannot-
Riley?
it's play left back. عادي. He doesn't have to start every game. عادي. It's okay. It's all
You
right.
can also,
There is another
when Rodgers
Martin.
needs a rest,
There is
you go
another
Nico.
Martin.
We saw
Martin, there is
with
another
Nico at
option.
Newcastle.
Play Nico O'Reilly, Nico Gonzalez, Rodri. Push the two fullbacks very high.
Right.
Play two strikers as he did
Yeah.
before.
What are you doing with
Play two
Tijani
strikers.
Reinders, Phil Foden?
You don't have to play. You don't have to play. You can,
I've been saying this all
okay.
season,
We
though.
can make a new
Chelsea.
sport for Pep Guardiola to have 14 against 14 in a bigger pitch. We can absolutely do that.
Do you know
Maybe this
part
is
of
the
the
new
reason
thing.
I'm going to leave in a minute because I'm going to go start work. The biggest problem is, and I now understand it, and this isn't an excuse, but now I understand why Pep says he doesn't want a big squad because this is the bloody problem. We have got 27 players, and he's trying to roll. I think, like his comment tonight, I can't pick my best. He's trying to keep everyone up.
Some of these Pep don't know how to cook.
Well, yeah, but that's we should have
No,
moved
but
more
Dio,
players
there's
on.
players,
You have
I
to
know
move the
this
old
for a
out
fact.
and bring the new in.
Dio,
I
I
need to-
don't know how
We
we
did
did
do
it
it
at Arsenal, and Kel knows this, and Tariq, because I've told him this. There are players right now that are knocking on the manager's door because they're not playing.
Yeah, I know that.
And then they're going,
know
bye.
Yeah, that's
So what
been
you
an
want
issue
now?
Can't
for
just sit on the
years.
bench.
People,
We've had
I
that
tell you know
for
why?
years.
You guys
Mahrez
know.
left,
You guys,
before
I'm gonna
Julian
tell you.
Alvarez
I'm gonna tell you.
left. We
You
don't
know
know.
why? And I'm gonna
Then
link it to
sell Foden,
Arsenal.
sell
You guys,
Haaland, get rid of
Hold
let's
on,
do it that
hold
way.
on,
We start
I'm gonna
again.
tell you. Hold on, Dio. I'm gonna tell you why that happens. And I've been saying this for 2 years now or 3 years on YouTube. Because City aren't winning, players knock on the door. If City are winning trebles, it's okay to be the bench
Thank
player
you.
that comes
Yeah,
off the bench
spot on.
when you are. It's okay to be the bench player for
We lost a
Haaland
lot
if you
of
are winning the
players after
treble.
the treble.
But if you aren't winning, you're second in the league. You're getting popped by Real Madrid 3-0. Players are gonna knock on the manager's door. Why I'm not playing? This player is playing, and you give me puck 3-0. It always happens to every team in the world. If the team is winning, you can have Mahrez on the bench. It's okay. Because Mahrez is going to be on the bench winning a treble. But if you are not winning, players
Well,
are
he
going to
left
knock on the
after
door.
Mo.
Okay,
He
Mo,
left
that,
after
Mo,
winning
Mo,
the
that's
treble.
that's one reason though. The second thing is that you're in 4 tournaments. So even if you're not winning, like squad rotation, at least in other tournaments, like when I see you put a player like Erling status against Exeter, like you could have rotated your players to play like
I don't know why he would play Erling Haaland against Exeter. I don't know.
those are things that I'm like, okay, hold on, what are we doing here? Like this is
Now-
on the manager. There's
Let's
so
go
Yeah,
much
we
to-
had
squad
plenty of
rotation.
options that game. It made no
This is-
sense.
Anyway, I'm going
Yeah.
to shoot. Congratulations to
Yeah,
Arsenal.
thank you,
Well
Martin, for
deserved.
joining us.
That's what I do
Fantastic
it.
content.
Take
Man,
care,
we're
We're
gonna
going to
away,
win the
guys, in the
Carabao
description.
Cup. I'll see you all at Wembley when I make you all cry. Carabao Cup is ours. The league's yours. We'll see where we all land.
Wembley's
Big
my
up,
home.
everyone.
Wembley is
Take
my
care,
home.
man.
You know this, right?
What
No,
I'm
You
no,
saying
haven't,
to
you,
no.
you haven't lived at home for a while.
Guys,
then.
Dio,
I need to
Dio.
move
Hey,
on.
you haven't
Wembley's
lived
called-
at home in a long
Wembley
time.
14
then.
14
Ah.
FA Cup.
14
Dio,
FA Cup.
Dio, you do know
14
Wembley's
FA
called
Cup.
Etihad South because no team
Guys,
thinks of Wembley more.
Wallah
Wembley.
al-Azim, we're going to do
Wembley, my home,
previews for
baby.
this. We have a
Last
whole
Mate, they've been
week.
to Wembley 30 odd times. in
Last
about
time
10
I
years.
met- last time I met
Martin,
at
we
Wembley.
have a
Last time I
whole
met at
freaking
Wembley.
The last
week.
like 4
Last
years.
time I
talking
met
about
you
a
at Wembley,
cup
what
final.
happened?
Home, he's
You've
never
not won a
there.
cup
Last
final for
Last
7
time I
years.
met
Get your
last time I
box.
met you at Wembley, what happened?
Pardon?
Last time I met you at Wembley, what happened?
When was the last time you went to Wembley?
No, when I met you at Wembley last
I've
time.
been to Wembley 12 times since you were last
I
there.
know I'm saying, but how many times have you won there? Last time I met you, I'm talking about just that
How
one
many
time.
times
Me
you
and
won
you,
there?
me and you.
Well, we won the
20
Carabao Cup 4 times,
2019,
FA Cup.
hold on, 2019, and I have 14 FA Cups. When I say Wembley is my home, it's because I've won the most FA Cups at Wembley. That's why I call it my home. So if you can catch up to 14, then you make it your home. I'm not talking about how many times you visit Wembley. I'm talking about how many of the FA Cups.
Oh,
actually
so you're
won
doing
at
it. You're doing it back to 1930.
Wembley.
Okay.
I'm doing it back to everything. I have the
So
most.
you're doing
FA
it when
Cups.
you weren't alive.
Do I have the most FA Cups? Yes or no?
That's fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's
Right,
why I
but
said-
we have more League Cups. Who
Yes,
has the second
fair
most
enough. Yeah,
League
so
Cups?
no, yeah. Okay, again, you can say Wembley's your home when it comes to the League
Come
Cup,
on.
whatever it is. But I'm saying the FA Cup, yeah, Wembley's my home. You know, we'll see you at the
Wembley's
Wembley.
not your home. You've not been there in how long?
It's not about me visiting regularly. When I do
Niall,
show up, I
meet me on
met you.
Sunday. I'll give you
I
a
met
tour
you. I
round.
met you. I
Meet
met
me
you
on
there in
Sunday. I'll give you
2019,
a
and I
tour
popped you out
round.
the park. I popped you out the park. I popped Chelsea in the semi-final.
Anyway, we'll discuss this,
I'll
guys.
give you
We'll
a tour
discuss
round
this.
on Sunday.
I'll see you on the
Niall,
22nd.
let's
Guys,
catch up.
we'll
I'll give you
discuss
a
this
tour.
later. Martin has to go to work. Martin
Big
has
up.
to
I'll see
work.
you on the
So big up
22nd,
Martin. So Martin goes, and we're joined by my man Kojo here. But listen, guys, hit that like button, guys, if you guys are here. Arsenal, but before we do that, there's one last super chat. Judge Mo, when are you getting Arsenal tattoo? Tattoos are haram, habibi. I'm Muslim. We don't do tattoos. Haram. Tattoos are
Send
haram.
you a temporary tattoo.
We don't do
Yep.
tattoos,
They
habibi.
rub
One of
off.
the
They're
ones
not
in the
permanent.
cereal, but in the cereal box. One of them ones.
In the cereal
Yeah,
box,
yeah.
that
Yeah.
we can do henna tattoo, you know, the stuff that the henna tattoo
Oh,
thing.
henna.
But
Yeah,
big
yeah,
up
yeah.
people. Max Dowman show, and we're all living in it, bro. What happened there? Talk to me about how Arsenal struggled until a 16 years old saving Arsenal. Kojo, welcome, my man. Big up for joining us. We'll talk about Chelsea. We just finished City, believe it or not. It's an hour in the show. We just finished City. Ledge, talk to me. You're confident now about winning the league.
Am I confident now? You want to
You've been
rephrase your
always been
question?
confident.
Yeah, thank you, Mo. Well, come on, man. Like this is the stuff of dreams, should I say? That game that I just watched from Max Dowman was fantastic. Like it was beautiful. I don't know how many times I've rewatched that goal. Look, guys, it's not even us. You can't even say it's Arsenal fans. You can't even say we're being annoying. Sky Sports put a clip 5 minutes of 50 different angles of the goal. Like the game just finished, less than 30 minutes. So is it us or is it the media? What are we gonna say about Max Dowman here? Look, the fact of the matter is, with Arsenal, that game with Everton was a little scary. I'm not even gonna lie. At a certain point in the game, you start to get a little nervous. However, as an Arsenal fan, me personally, watching that game, I was confident. I was confident because it didn't look like we were going to lose the game, although Everton were in the game. Now, I give props to Everton because Everton came to play. It wasn't a thing where they parked the bus for 90 minutes. They actually came to play football, which is unlike most teams when they come to face Arsenal, especially at the Emirates. Now, gave us a couple scares at the start of the game. Raya had to make a couple good saves. And this is the thing about Raya. People keep talking about Raya like he's not a good goalkeeper. It's diabolical. Like, honestly, it's like, because he has a good defense in front of him, you're going to discredit the guy for making good saves. It makes no sense. He's making good saves consistently, week after week. If he's not doing anything, as soon as he's called upon, he responds. So we have to give props to our players, like each and every single one of them. As far as I'm concerned, Timber came off, Mascara came on. He had a good game. Gabriel Saliba, you know what they're doing already. Simple as. Calafiori, that block that he had to stop that goal. Oh my God.
It was kind of weird, to be honest with you. I've never seen a block like this in my
Yo,
look, like, honestly, that game was just so beautiful. It was written in the stars. It was written in the stars. And look, guys, I swear to God, yeah, when I saw the lineup and I saw Max Dowman was the only, I won't say only teenager because Skelly was on the bench as well. But when I saw Max Dowman was practically, the only teenager there on the bench, 16-year-old amongst the senior team, I said, all right, he's gonna come on today. He has to come on today. And he actually ended up coming on, doing what he done. We all know what he did for the first goal. Oh my God, guys, I'm sorry, but the waxing for Max Dowman, look, we got to pause on this one. It's crazy from the Arsenal fans right now. And it's not just us, it's the media fans, and rightfully so. So, Mo, answer to your question, look, we got this in the bag. I done said this in January, bro. I done said it in January. I don't know how many times I'm gonna repeat it for the Arsenal fans, but come on, man. I'm gonna switch over to Dio or whoever wants to take over next. But for me, that was beautiful stuff.
It was a. I think up until the 75th minute, I was very confident that we would do something. But as soon as we got into the 18-minute mark, I was just like, we're controlling this game. We're not probably going to win it. We're probably going to get a draw out of this. 8 points. I was just like, well, whatever it is, 8 points is still good enough to go to the Emirates with. And that's where my mindset was at. But when we brought Max Dowman in and he did what he did, I mean, that kid, I think for me, I'll give the assist to him, even though he went up in Capier. But today's game, it was in certain moments, Raya's first save, Calafiori's block, that showed me the character of the team. Like, they were throwing themselves at everything. The Arsenal players were actually playing. Eze had the most shots he's ever had in an Arsenal shirt today on goal, like shooting.
Yeah, I
From
thought it was
outside-
good. I thought there's a lot of criticism of him.
No, yeah, but
I didn't understand it.
Yeah, so a lot of people look. It's Arsenal. Anything Arsenal do, no matter what it is, they already have a goggle of banter on, so they watch the game through that goggle. So even if Eze dribbles 4 people and scores, guess what they'll say? Oh, you got lucky, because that's what the goggle tells them. They should take it off and watch the game. We had 20-something shots today. Literally. This is something Arsenal does not do regularly. And that told me something, because I look at the data when I'm watching the game. I'm enjoying the game. I'm like, hey, we're shooting more. Something will come out of this. And even if it doesn't come out in this game, in the next 6-7 games that we have, the fact that we're getting confident and our players are shooting from outside the box more, that's a good thing for everyone.
Arsenal played different today. You're spot on.
Yeah,
You played different. You took risks. Even by the way, Saliba's passes were off, but he was taking risks, which is something that Arsenal didn't do before.
So that's exactly what I was saying. Like,
I'm gonna ask rivals as well.
I'm not finished.
You guys, go ahead, finish.
You just collected your conversation. Let me finish. You want to bring out the Nigerian in me now? Just allow me to show my YouTube side. All right, I'm joking. Yeah. So, but here's the thing. For me, I think that for me was the character that I saw. That we took certain risks. It didn't work out, but I was like, this is the risk we've been asking for. If you take it against Everton at home and find a way to win, you're more confident to do it against the next team at home, and then the away game with City. You can play conservative if you want to there. I wouldn't mind, but at least I'm seeing the change that we've been asking for. Saliba took some passes that did not go through. Fair enough, but I saw the idea. It was a risky pass, and if he keeps on doing that, he'll become a better ball playing center back. Eze also gave some passes. The
one he gave to Havertz, they somehow.
By the way, that's a Stonewall penalty. By the way,
I wouldn't talk about that one.
Dirty.
I wouldn't even talk about that one, because again, it is. I said at the beginning of the season when we started streaming, Mo will tell you the first time we streamed, I said the PGMOL are incompetent to me. They will get things right and wrong against all the teams. I will never speak about them. I'm just going to speak about the game and carry on, because they don't give it today to us. Tomorrow they'll give it to us in another game. So these people, they are very incompetent. So I just leave them alone. Because in the next game they'll give me a penalty that I probably don't deserve, and I'll take it. Because they're incompetent. Like, I'm not going to sit here and, but today's game, though, I really feel like we played enough to win. We showed character in today's game. We controlled the game. Everton, we had to remember, Everton away had not lost since October. Everton hasn't lost the away game. Yes, since October.
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, Everton have been very strong away.
Did you?
And so that was the record that I was also worried about. Like, Everton being so strong away. If they come to the Emirates, what if they do something? But again,
do City fans think that Arsenal will drop points? Kelkan Tarek?
No. I didn't
even Arsenal fans. Arsenal fans.
Sorry. No, since December. My bad.
Arsenal fans on social media were preparing to drop points, as Dayo said.
No, I think Arsenal will drop points, but so will City.
But I'm talking about just today. Yeah, I think they may still drop points.
Today,
yes,
there is at minute 80.
I didn't expect them to drop
people
points.
saw the at minute 80. Everton looked like the team that probably might get that. Like Arsenal, before Max Dowman came on, Arsenal didn't look like they were trying, but it didn't look like Jordan Pickford had a save, like a tough one to make.
And Mo, you think? I feel like if you're watching it as a fan, I don't know. It might be a bit different. I guess. Well, I guess the negative fans out there as well. But for me personally, like I will say, when it got to the 60th minute, when Arteta made the changes, I felt like something could be different. And then when Max Dowman came on in the 76th minute, around about that time, I said, "All right, cool. We look good. Like." Max Dowman is on. Let's see what he's gonna do. And like literally, he did exactly what we all wanted him to do. Like quite literally, everyone would have imagined as an Arsenal fan. So,
do you know what I don't understand? Why don't Saka do this? Why don't Madueke do this?
Because
why don't the
Because
do you know what is this? Let me tell what is this.
Okay, go on.
I think what Max Dowman did is he takes chances. For example, that left foot cross, he tried to do it 2-3 times. Saka and Madrid, they don't do this. They don't cross until they see a clear path for the cross. He actually was taking risks. That far post cross, he did it. Like, I don't know why Saka, Martinelli, I still think that Martinelli was shambolic again when he came on today.
So
Can I respond to that real quick? Saka
Yes.
did take a couple of back post crosses today in the game. He did 2 actually, which did not fall perfectly for who was supposed to be there. But here's the thing: Saka, every single time Saka had the ball, go back and look at the Everton team. It was 2 players on him, Ndiaye and their fullback. It was always 2 or 3 people on Saka every single time because they know Saka. They don't know Max Dowman like that. They don't know what he's capable of. They don't know, so they left one person on him. It was always one person with Max. And I'm not using that to take away anything from Max. I'm saying now that they know who he is, watch what happens to Max. Max is a great player. He's going to be a great player. He's going to have to step up now because now you've showed what you're capable of doing. The minute they know who you are and they know how good you are, they're going
to respect you more. Huh?
They're going to respect you more. Again, I think that if you remember, Joel Linton did it in the preseason when we played Newcastle. He didn't realize how good Max Dowman was. And he let him run past him, and then he shrugged him, and then he caught him down in the box, and he got a penalty. Remember, in the preseason game that we played with Newcastle, the fun, whatever it was.
He done him.
He done him because he didn't realize that this kid could glide on the ball like that. So when you don't have enough information about a player, as a manager, you're saying to them, okay, Saka has come into the middle. If you then notice when Dowman was on the right wing and Saka came into that 10 role, 2 players are still following Saka, which frees up Dowman. So again, some players now at the stage that they're at, even though he's not performing, don't get me wrong, Saka has not been performing this season. But I think the fear of what if he kicks in this game is what most managers are looking at. And that's why they still put 2 people on him. Like if they trust their players enough to just go one-on-one with Saka, maybe he might get past them and they don't want to take that risk. So again, Noni, I think again, we are starting to see that he happens to be the only one Arsenal guy that likes to drive at people. Noni today on that left wing, what happened? It was always 2 people. They set up with 4 and 5 in front of them.
No, it's Everton. I have to give them credit. David Moyes came with a great plan, actually. To be honest, great plan.
Like I said, I think Dowman today showed what his talent is, but I also think that they overlooked that kid. They literally thought, and then it is what it is. And the kid showed them, I am him. I am him. I am here to stay, and I'm a player. I may not be able to vote. I may not be able to have a driver's license. I might be doing homework tonight, but I'm popping you guys today. So yeah.
Yeah. Coach, you want to say something about Arsenal?
Listen, as a Chelsea fan, I'm impressed by Arsenal. I can't put no hate on the team. For me personally, I think I said it on another platform, but for me, it's the maturity of Arsenal. You know what I'm saying to you? When people are winning titles, you don't have to play your best. You just have to get a result because nobody cares at the end when you got the 3 points. You know what I'm saying to you? When we get to the end of the season, no one's going to care about whether some performances were not great or not. We only care about the fact that they got the title and they're on the top of a bus celebrating with their fans. You get me? So for me, I didn't even get to even watch the game. I just watched the highlights of the Arsenal game. But I think another clean sheet again. And I think what Arsenal have added this season for when I have actually watched them is they're not pussies anymore. No offense to you, Arsenal. Your teams previously were pussies. I can't hold you. Like you guys were the whipping boys. Like everybody was mugging you off because you were the team that we could bully. You know what I'm saying to you? But this season, the way that the whole team has come out, you can't bully them, man, like that. And I think that makes a massive difference. When you're playing Arsenal, the one thing that we can't do like we used to do is, if they got that they can do the little tiki-taka football, yeah? But once they get close to us, we'll barge them off the ball. You can't do that with that Arsenal team anymore, right? And to have, I don't think Noni, personally, I love Noni, but his end product is just, sometimes it's not great. But one thing about Noni is that he will dribble the ball. And whenever someone gets the ball and goes forward and drives at a team, it always leaves space. So if you've got him and Saka doing the exact same thing, driving at a defense, it's always going to leave holes in the midfield and defense for other players to come through. Sometimes you don't have to always be... Saka doesn't have to do everything. Like I think someone said it. Saka doesn't have to do everything. Saka just needs to be Saka. The moment Saka's on the pitch, you have to think about him.
But also the first time today, I actually... Probably this season that I see Arsenal go through the middle. First time I see Arsenal trying to play through the middle, trying to shoot through the middle. Saka winning free kicks in the middle. That's the first time I see Arsenal trying to thread through passes and play average to feet in the middle. It's the first time. I've not seen this for a while.
I wouldn't say it's the first time more. I've seen it a couple times this season. I feel like
not enough. Not against. I want to tell you something.
It depends on the game. It depends on the opponent.
Not against a low block. This is the first time I see Arsenal trying to go through the middle against a low block.
It's not the first time against the low block.
We've done it before. We've done it before, but we didn't do it for as much as we did in this game before. We've done it before. We've done like maybe a 5-minute stretch, and then you see Arteta saying go to the wings. But today, if you look at the bench cam, I always turn that on when I'm watching. Look at Arteta kept on doing this compress. He kept on going compress. You guys come back into the middle. Like he literally consistently was like, come back here, come back here, come back. There was never a time where you saw him go wide. There was never.
You guys know that Declan Rice is gonna win PFA because the votes will end next week, right? Then in 2 weeks.
Better.
Does anybody know that? But I didn't know this until Osam told me earlier in the chat. He said the votes will end by the end of March. And there is no other competitor for him now. It's going to be Declan Rice.
I just want to say something about the Noni thing, right? I hear this Noni, no end product. And you know what? Yes. But I also have seen Noni, like against certain teams that you might not rate, Mansfield, but then against teams that you rate, like Bayern, score goals, like take on 2 players, shrug, and shoot with end product. So I think he's not consistent in it, and I think he's going to get there. He has 10 goals and assists in all competitions for Arsenal this season already, and he's not starting regularly. He's not a starter, and he has 10 goals and all and assists in all competitions. You know, so for me, I think that's important.
I still think that the Arsenal forward line is lacking.
It's lacking. So. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not lacking, but the difference is this: it's lacking. It's scored the most goals and considered the least goals right now in the Premier League.
Not the front line, not the whole team did.
I don't think they're that bad.
Listen,
I disagree with you.
Mo, you might not
disagree with you, coach.
You might not like the way they look. The difference.
No. I think you're missing the point. It's not about the Arsenal attack as a team. You scored the most goals. You scored 100+ goals. As a team, you score goals. Zubamendi contributed like 6 goals. Declan Rice has 2 goals. Saliba has goals. Timber has goals. You know what I mean? What I'm saying, the attack, the front line, I think it's lacking a person. I think it's lacking a different personality. I think it's lacking. I think it's lacking a difference maker.
No,
I genuinely. I think it's lacking.
Just to have a narrative, we cannot separate the front line from the rest of the team and say the front line.
I do. That's my take.
Because again,
it's my take. I can say my take.
Because what the front line of Arsenal also do to influence the game in other parts of the pitch, other front lines don't do it. What Arsenal's front line does on other parts of the pitch.
I am not comparing you.
He's just talking about the attack.
You guys are not. I think you guys, Dio. I don't compare you to Brighton or Chelsea.
Let me finish.
I don't even compare you to Man City.
Let me finish. You can't compare me to. There will never be another Erling Haaland. They have an Erling Haaland that is a standout player. Whenever people try to compare to Man City's attack, it doesn't make any sense to me. Erling Haaland.
But I'm not even comparing you.
No. Erling Haaland,
you're not listening to us.
No.
You built a narrative in your head and you're responding to something I didn't say.
No, you are trying to separate the front line to suit a narrative.
Yes, I am.
Exactly. So
yes, I am.
Narrative. It's a wrong narrative, though.
No, it's not a wrong narrative. It's a right narrative in football. No, it's not.
How is it the right narrative? Explain it to
100. It is. It is a correct narrative. The front line. I am talking about the front line itself for Arsenal. I genuinely believe the front line needs a personality like a Harry Kane, needs a personality, I don't know like who in the world, needs a personality like a Yamal, needs a personality that is able to change games. I'm going to tell you something. They need a fucking personality like Max Dowman, but Max Dowman is too young. I know that Max Dowman, when he gets known, isn't going to be able to do what he did today every game. You know, he needs experience.
Every team is not.
Arsenal front line need an enigma. Arsenal front line needs another personality.
Okay, so Mo,
you know what?
They've got Martinelli. They're fine.
When we win the Premier League without the enigma, what are you gonna say then?
What does that mean?
You just said.
Hold on. Do you think? So you think? Okay, so let me ask. Do you think the Arsenal team is complete? Okay, hold on. Stop. Let me just talk to him. Let me talk to him. So you think, Ledge? You think if you win the Premier League, any team that wins the Premier League is the complete team? Is that what you think?
That's not the point.
No. Dayo. Please, Dayo. Let him respond. You think the team that Ledge? You're asking me what are you going to say then? You think the team that wins the Premier League are not warrant any criticism, even constructive criticism?
Bro,
so you think you shouldn't sign anybody?
Answer the question, bro. That's not what you said. First of all, you said
that's what I said.
You said the team needs an enigma.
You said we need an
Yes.
enigma. What do we need the enigma
I think
for?
that
Explain what
I'm
we-
gonna tell you.
explain what
Arsenal need the Saka of the 26 GA, the 20. Arsenal need that Saka back.
That Saka
Or
didn't
they
win us
He's
the
need-
league.
not coming back.
That
He's not
Saka did
coming
not
back,
win us the
Mo.
league.
It's just
That
not the point.
Saka did not
Or-
win us the league, Mo. That
is
Saka that got
ridiculous.
20 something GA
This is
plus did not win
ridiculous.
us the league.
No,
That
but even
Saka,
Arsenal
listen,
fans in the chat don't agree with you, by the
Saka
way.
died with his
I don't care whether you agree with me or not.
Think about
This
this.
manager
Thing.
has figured out- this
Let me
manager
speak
has
now.
figured
Let me
out
speak.
that all
Dayo,
the superstar
every
teams is
time
not
now.
going
Let
to
me
work with
speak
this
now.
Arsenal squad.
You guys spoke a lot. You guys spoke a lot. Now, it's not because you're going to win the league. Not every time I see here and I say, I think the Arsenal need this. Maybe this needs to improve. It's an agenda. It is not an agenda. It's called constructive criticism. You might win the league, but there's improvements that can be done. Even Arsenal fans will sit there and say, we need probably someone else in the attack from the left side to take the weight of Saka's shoulder. Maybe Eucharist need to get more goals. Everyone thinks that. By the way, City won, unless you are the complete team, the team that scored 100 points, you are a complete team that you don't need, the best team in the world, right? The best team. That's when I say, yes, Arsenal now are complete. Nobody sits here and say the Arsenal are a complete team. No, you aren't a complete team.
No, I've not said we're a complete team. My point to you
No one
is,
said that.
Listen, nobody ever said that. The fact that you bring that up is to me is wild. No Arsenal fan has said this team is complete. We don't need players. That's what we said. You just came out and said we need a Maverick. When we were playing beautiful football, 22-23, when we had Saka firing on all cylinders, when Martinelli was giving us 15 GA and Odegaard 15 GA from the midfield, what did it end up giving us? Nothing, zilch. All that Maverick might not work for Arsenal. It might work for other teams. Teams play differently. Football is not played one way. Every team does not have to have a Maverick in front. We have found a way to be able to, when Mikel Arteta was asked this season, he says, but distributing the goals. But distributing the goals, he had a clear plan, which is we know that our guys are probably going to give us 10, 12 GA from the wings, and the attacker might give me 10 GA. We need more goals. Let's spread it. Let's get Declan to give me 7. You said it yourself. Supermendy is coming this season with 9 GA already. So what are we doing here? Like criticizing the style of
By the way, no one agrees with you. No one agrees with you in the chat. No one agrees with you in the chat.
I don't care whether
No one agrees with you in the chat.
Can I ask a
But
quick
you
question?
aren't even understanding my point.
Listen, the chat can disagree all you want. The formula that Mikel Arteta is using now is working. That's what's gotten us where we are. So you can
And you,
disagree
okay,
all
so
you
let me
want.
ask you
So,
straight
Mo-
question then.
Tariq,
Tariq, let me ask him a question. It's a yes or no question.
You
You
can
think,
live in that world
so
if you
Dayo,
want.
you think, okay, you might win the league this season. Most likely you win the league, in my opinion. You think Arteta should continue with the same way
No,
of playing the same
what
team?
I'm saying is, if you listen very well, I'm saying this season he's figured out that this is what needs
Okay,
to
well, I
work.
don't disagree with this. So move on from this. So
So
move
next
on.
season,
So move
I
on
just-
from
I
that.
think you should
Move on.
continue. I think you should continue the same way.
Exactly. See, so Dayo, let us
Then
talk.
send Max
Let us have a
Dowman
conversation.
away.
You said move on. I said moving forward. I don't see the
A
future.
teenager
I'm
should
not
not be
gonna talk
exposed
about-
to
Guys,
that.
hold on,
That's
hold
what
on.
go on in the corners.
Listen, I'm
Dayo,
not gonna
finish
talk about
and let me
next
talk, but don't interrupt me, please. Finish
Okay.
and let me talk, but don't
Again,
interrupt me.
this season, the manager has found a method that works for him. For us to say he needs a Maverick this season is a lie. He doesn't need
I'm not
one.
saying anything. There is nothing
hold
coming.
on,
There is no.
hold on.
I never said this season.
Hold on,
I never
hold
said
on.
this season. There
Let
is
me
no
finish.
way.
His system
Dayo,
is-
stop. You're building something I didn't say.
I did not
There
say
is
you
no
said that.
transfer.
I
There
did
is
not
no
say you
Dayo.
said that.
There is no transfer window this season. You're not gonna get a Maverick this season.
I did not
It's done.
say you said that.
Okay.
But I'm saying if you listen again, instead of just picking on one word that I see when I'm speaking and then running away with it, if you listen, I said he doesn't need a Maverick this season because his system is working. I'm not going to predict 2027. I'm not Nostradamus. I don't see the future. I don't know what type of football will be played next season. I don't know how teams are going to set up in the summer and who they will buy. He will need to sit down and do that homework with his sporting director to decide this is the style of football I'm going to play next season. And because I've won a Premier League this season, I'm big enough now to attract the Maverick if that's what he feels he needs. But to say that that's what Arsenal needs when we have not even gotten there is just building a narrative about Arsenal. And that's why people run around. They don't have.
I'm not every criticism of games is a
not
narrative.
exactly grown on trees.
Tariq,
So.
what were you gonna- Not every
That's all I'm
criticism.
So I
hate this thing that every single constructive criticism is a narrative and an agenda. It's not. I don't have an agenda against anybody. I have no narratives. I'm just
No
saying
one's
what I
trying to
watched today.
defend you.
I'm saying that.
Go vote it.
Right,
Hold on, real quick. So I just want to know, when you say they need a Maverick, a game changer, why do you think they need it? And I have a follow up, but I want to know, what do you think? What is it that they're missing, or what are you hoping to?
I
get
think they
for
don't
this
have
team?
they don't have players that currently, as it stands, they don't have a difference maker up top that actually change the game on their own.
difference maker up top
thought
that
that was
changes the
Saka
game
for
on their
you.
own. Well,
But
no,
Saka,
but see, I
Saka
guess
since the injury, Saka hasn't been the same guy.
so when I think about a Maverick or
I got
somebody
called a
like
hater
that,
for
it's
saying
somebody
that.
that is kind of unpredictable, can get a goal out of nothing, can find ways to score even when maybe it's not really there. They're game changers. And what I would say, and this is I'm a City fan, so don't take what I'm about to say the wrong way because I'm saying it with respect. I think the game changer or the Maverick for Arsenal this season has been their ability to go get goals from set pieces. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that with all due respect. There's things that you just can't count on. When they can't score goals through open play or whatever, they are always a threat on set pieces. And it's something that you can't plan for. You can't, they're just better than you. And so, like, again, I said today, we lost today. We had 15 corners to West Ham had 1. If that's an Arsenal team, they get at least 1 goal, if not 2 out of that. That's their game changer. That is the thing, the difference maker that they have that nobody else has. So maybe they don't have it in a single player, but maybe, just maybe, it's Gabriel and Saliba.
And that's why Arteta found the solution.
My point exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying now, if you're talking about the future, like, oh, we need a Maverick next season, that's a different conversation. That should not even be a criticism. That should be like, you know what? Let's see what the summer holds. You guys might need something up front. Boom. That's not, the criticism I have of Arsenal now is that they need a Maverick in the future. That's where I cut in and say, no, because the way it's presented, people are just going to start running with the word Arsenal don't have a Maverick up front. And that's what the media does.
But I want to move the last part to
kind of players
Chelsea
aren't
as well.
exactly growing on trees. So you
need to find them. Apologies, Mo. I didn't mean to disrespect. I wasn't disrespected regarding that too. I wasn't aware. However, when are you upgrading to Arsenal Gold membership? Respect. Thanks, man, for the super chat. Really appreciate you, my man. Eze moves the ball quicker, and he tried things. Yeah, when Eze moves the ball quicker, it's actually it works very well for him. The last point, Chelsea. What? I know Dubs was in the game. Was at the game. You were at the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
How damning was that? To be honest with you,
mate. I know what these players are capable of, or should I say, I know what they're not capable of. Like, it was just so poor defensively. It's the story of the season. Defensively, so open, and we've become so predictable with our attacking patterns as well. You have to look at the manager for that, but at the same time, not all my blame's on the manager because I know this squad isn't good enough. This squad is no different to last season. Last season, we got Champions League. We were told that's how we can attract the elite players, etc. The transfer window we had was shocking, other than João Pedro. And you're looking at, and the game the other day was just summed it up. Like, it was 2-2. PSG want to go win the game. They're bringing on Kvaratskhelia. We want to win the game. We're bringing on Liam Delap. I'm just bored of it. I'm bored of everything about Chelsea at the moment. I'm bored of the way we're playing. People say, "Oh, we have a chance to turn it around on Tuesday." The only way we do that is by scoring goals and keeping it clean sheet.
Overturning what?
A 5-2 lead, exactly. It's mad, isn't it? People think there are Chelsea fans in this fan base that sit there and say it's possible. So in order to do that, we have to score goals and we have to keep a clean sheet. Today we did neither.
Yeah, I mean, you lost
So
at
what makes
Stamford
you-
Bridge to Newcastle today. You had a crooked line at the back line. Like a PSG.
Yeah, but that's supposed to be our best. That's supposed to be our best back four. I've been told Trevor Chalobah and Wesley Fofana is our best centre back partnership. If that's the case, then we're screwed because Fofana's rubbish. Chalobah's.
You know what the
Chalobah's
problem is?
okay.
You know what the problem with Chelsea is that I have people in the fan base that is saying that the project is going where it's supposed to be.
Who's that?
A lot of people. I'm not going to mention
well,
names, but there's a lot of people that say that.
Yeah, well, them people, like, respect.
There's a lot of people. I think Kojo knows what I'm talking about specifically. The project is where it's supposed to be.
I know people say that as well, but I just say to them
like the project is where it's supposed to be, and
I just ask him to tell me what
happened.
Blue code.
No.
Yeah, sorry. What's been successful about the project so far? Nothing. Okay, we won the Club World Cup and the Conference League. If we didn't win the Conference League, we'd all be screaming blue cut out anyway. The Club World Cup, you know what? Fair enough. But since then, we're back in the top four race. I don't think we're going to get top four this season. So we're not going to be seeing UCL for a while. the domestic competitions this club just throws away because they want ironically they prioritize top 4 because they want to get the more money, but they don't even look like they're not even building a squad that's good enough to get top 4 consistently. So I just don't know.
No, your team is good enough to get top 4. Your team is good enough
to win the Premier League as well. We should be ahead of them. But hey,
your team is good enough to get top 5. Your team should be good enough to at least be where Aston Villa are or higher than Aston Villa this season. Your team should have been where Aston Villa are this season. I'm sorry. The players you have are not bad. Coach, what do you think about that?
Chelsea's just inconsistent this season. That's the only issue you guys have. Inconsistency. I think you guys have fairly solid, talented young players. But your model will not allow you to attract the big players that you want. You can't have a 150k salary model and expect, Olise to leave Bayern and come join you where he's earning 225. He's not cutting his salary to come take 150 and bonuses. So your ownership needs to make a choice whether they really want those type of players, which means that they're going to have to change the whole model that you guys are running already. So, but yeah, you have good players in your team. I don't know if the manager I can't judge him right now until the season is over and we see what he does next season, because I think it'll be unfair to judge a guy who came in halfway through. I just don't do that. But the only thing that I have seen that I see that is like you guys are consistently inconsistent. You beat Barcelona. Yes, you are. You beat Barcelona and then you turn around and lose. It's like, hold on. Isn't this the same team?
Hey, Dio, you see, I feel for Chelsea, yeah. I feel like they're going to be Arsenal in the banter era. The peak banter era when we were just aiming for 4th, round about those times and round about 5th, because
we already are.
Well, I suppose so, but you guys are going to be deep in it with the way it looks like your club's recruiting over the next few years. And when it comes to the wage structure, that was one thing that held Arsenal back. We refused to pay players. So you guys are now going to stop talking about you're not going to be paying players the going rate. I don't know
but can I ask, the players at Chelsea aren't bad. Okay. Caicedo's a good player. Enzo's a good player. Sanchez is a good player. Palmer's a good player. Reece James is a good player. By the way, Sanchez is not a bad goalkeeper. On paper, they have good player. Korea is not a bad player. You aren't gonna tell me that the teams that played today is a team that should be losing at home to Newcastle.
Yeah, but the issue is we've got good individual players, but we haven't got a good enough squad.
You don't have a good manager.
You named You named 6 or something players. You have 11 players on the pitch.
But you don't have a good manager. You have no good manager. One of the things that Blue Coat did, you should have had an experienced manager, a better manager.
But these players were also under
even those 6-7 players you mentioned are not consistent in every game. That's another issue.
Exactly.
That comes from the manager. I swear to God, it comes from the manager.
I hear you on the manager thing. And if it's on the manager issue, we can look at Chelsea as a whole over the last few couple of years, right? They've changed and chopped managers over time, and it takes a manager time to be able to stamp their system and their style. So I can't put this on Rosinia when just 6 months ago it was Maresca. Just a year ago before him was who was it? Who did you guys have before Maresca? Pochettino. Before him, you had Potter or you had Lampard. It's been madness. So again,
that's the thing. These players.
Kojo, I didn't hear Kojo say about where the team is now. What do you think?
That size says it all.
All right. I'm gonna be honest though. People might not like what I'm gonna say. I look at football from both perspectives, having played some myself, not to a higher level, but played football, right? I'm not like the rest of the Chelsea fans. I'm willing to take pain for a little while to get long-term success. I'm willing to take it. Because before I won a Premier League in 2004, I had never seen a Premier League in my era. Before I had won a Champions League in my age group, I had never seen a Champions League in my age group. So for me personally, I'm willing to go along with a project that takes a little bit longer, birthing certain players to build the squad around to get to that place. I'm willing to wait, right? Now, I know some people are not. I know some people are not willing to wait. For me, when Blue Coat came in my head, I had 7 to 8 years. I can't lie to you. Because when someone comes in and changes things all the way around and says they're going to come with a new model, that new model oftentimes, unless they're going to buy those big players, was never going to work immediately. I already knew it wasn't. Because you can't come and buy young players and think that it's Football Manager or it's FIFA. This doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying to you? So I understood that it's gonna be paying for a little while. That's why I don't sit on the internet crying about it. So what my issue is actually isn't necessarily just recruitment. I mean, we could have bought 1 or 2 other players that could have been better. Yeah, I hear that. My issue isn't recruitment. My issue is football. So having played football, some of the things I've seen Chelsea do, they're not gonna win a league anytime soon because they're not doing the basics. What Chelsea have done is taking a model that does not suit them. They went to little Pep Mini, and went to Maresca and built a possession-based football. What they didn't realize is, if you watch Man City when they were the most dangerous, the one thing that they do, and something that Liverpool also do, that Chelsea do not do, is pass the ball forward. You can pass the ball side to side all you want. That's beautiful. Keep the possession, make a team tired. But one thing I don't see Chelsea do very often is pass the ball forward. I actually went to watch the Champions League game against, I think it's Karabakh, right? And I saw this numerous times. I watched them, and they moved the ball side to side to side. The lap, which I guess I don't trust, was right in the middle. When you're playing midfield, this is my position, midfield, right? You're gonna have to do several things. Number one, the ball has to feed your striker. You got to get him warm. It's like cold tires on F1. You got to get him warm. So you got to feed the ball to him. That's number one, right? Which they weren't doing. Number two, when you have wingers, you cannot clip their wings. And something that I guess the whole Premier League is kind of doing, which is obviously doing system football, is they've clipped wingers' wings. If you're playing someone like Pedro Neto, you cannot play that possession football and expect him to do a madness. Neto is not the kind of player, for me personally watching him, that gets a ball, dribbles a man, and then goes. No. Neto is the kind of person when he gets a run on a defender, you got to play the ball behind. He outpaces the defender and he gets behind. Chelsea don't do that. If you ever watch Chelsea play, very rarely will you see a combination of 1 or 2 passes and go beyond. Watch the right back and left back. You rarely ever see. I've seen Gusto and I've seen James on the right wing, and I'm expecting them to do a little 1-2-1-2, quick pass, let the person be moved into the wing and cross the ball in. It doesn't happen. They'll go right back, pass it right back into the middle, and they'll start all over again. When that happens, that's a football issue. That's not a personal issue. That's a football issue that is coaching, that you're coaching them to have possession and not to be anything, to not have any penetration. Number two, the other aspect of football issue that we have with Chelsea, right, is if you have a toothless striker before João Pedro started firing, when you have a toothless striker, it puts a lot of pressure on the whole team. It puts, like, when we used to play football, and you had that striker where Pedro now is good, but I'm saying before Pedro got to that place, there was a toothlessness for a few years in that space, right? When you have to hope that you get 3 or 4 chances to score a goal, that's going to always put pressure on the team. That's also pressure because you need that striker to put 1 chance, 1 goal at least, right? When you don't have that, it puts so much pressure on the rest of the team. Then you have a goalkeeping issue, which is, and for me, it blows my mind. This stupid aspects that keep happening, which I think is a simple thing to solve. We don't need a new goalkeeper, No, what you need to do is play to the goalkeeper's strengths. And then the next season, you can get a new goalkeeper in. But if you're going to stick to Sanchez, you have to play to his strengths. You do not tell him to play short passes. You don't tell Jorgensen, keep playing short passes because they're not comfortable. And anytime that a goalkeeper's nervous, they make the whole defense nervous. So now when you're actually defending against a team, mistakes are definitely going to happen because you're playing nervously. And you're always thinking, I have to think 2 steps ahead of myself because I can't make a mistake. But my goalkeeper, if he makes a mistake, it's going to go. I don't know if you've ever played football before and you know that your goalkeeper is liable to make one of them dumb mistakes.
Yeah, but Sanchez is not that guy. He doesn't. I don't think that the problem is Sanchez, to be honest with you.
I'm not saying. No. Listen,
can I respond?
Sanchez is not the whole issue. What I'm saying to you is we have a football issue. People keep see me.
I don't think so.
Chelsea are. Let me land this point because like I said, I think we can. Too many people run to the blue coat out, this out, and it's easy because you're playing FIFA. When you're playing FIFA, you can do them things, bro. This is real life. And real life is about football. And when you look at football as it actually is for Chelsea, this is a top 4 side. This is a top 4 side. Easy. They should not be struggling like this. The reason why they're struggling is because it's poor coaching. You can coach all the sideways passes, but you got to coach people to play actual football and make progression.
Can I respond?
Wait, hold on. Let me land the plane. I know you want to say because you're going to say the same thing. Everyone else says that Chelsea is blue coat out, and I don't want to hear it. Blood. The reality of the situation is, I'm looking at players. You have people like Palmer. You have people like Reece James. You have people like João Pedro. You have people who are like Caicedo. You have people. These kind of players, right? You build your squad around them, and then you say to them, listen, Palmer, when you get out there, I'm not putting no restraints on you, brother. Go and do what you do best. Reece James, when you get that ball, I'm not putting restraints on you. Do what you do best. But what we've done is we've put players into a system and said, you're shackled. Play exactly how I want you to play, and this makes the team suffer. You got to use your Mavericks to the best possible route by allowing Mavericks to be Mavericks. You don't clip the wings of a Maverick. And that's why Chelsea is suffering. It's a football issue. We should be top 4 easy. You know what I'm saying to you?
Okay, so let me respond that. I'll jump in a sec. So you're saying the football is a coaching issue. Like the players we have should be able to do X, Y, Z, but like the way they're being coached, the way they're being instructed, they're not playing to the strengths, right? Who's employing the coaches?
It's Blue Co.
Blue Co, exactly. And it was the same under Enzo Maresca. People were complaining about the football.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what I said after the PSG game. So I was actually defending Chelsea. I said Chelsea played well for the first 75 minutes, blah blah blah. And they said, "Why are you saying that?" I'm like, I was little bro in Chelsea. I was literally saying that the board, Blue Co, hired the coach that come from Strasbourg. That they set the standards. It's very simple. When you hire a coach that is inexperienced like this, you're telling the whole world, we don't care about results today. We care about results later in 2-3 years. We don't care about results today. We care about like the performances, the development of players and all the stuff. Currently, as it stands, no one can sit here and tell me that Rosignol will be asked to win the league. Pep Guardiola will be asked to win the league. Arteta will be asked to win the league. Slot will be asked to win the league. You know what I mean? Rosignol is not going to be asked to win the league. Who here sits here and say, yeah, next season, Rosignol is going to be asked to challenge or win the league? You'd be lying to yourself.
They're not fussed. They've made it clear that the thing came out the day. I know someone who was in the meeting with the director. They're not fussed about winning the league. They want the top 4 because they want the Champions League money. They couldn't care less if they won the league or not. They genuinely couldn't. They've come out and said that.
I don't think the problem is for me. Chelsea have good players. Caicedo will go and maybe start for a lot of teams. Palmer would go and strive for a lot of teams.
But my thing is, we have good individual players, but we don't have a good enough squad. You look at Arsenal, they have a good full starting 11. You look at Man City, in the past, they've had a good, like, complete starting 11. We have good players like Caicedo, James, Palmer, etc. starting today. But then we also have Garnacho, we have Gusto, we have...
with all due respect, Gusto's a very good player.
We have Fofana, no he's not. We have Fofana.
Gusto's a very good player.
Okay. No,
very serviceable right back.
I like Gusto.
Oh my God. I like Gusto as well, Tariq. I like Gusto. I watch Gusto. I like Gusto. I think he's a very serviceable right back.
Defensively, he can't cross as a fullback. Not for me.
I thought Gusto's not as bad as you. I like Gusto. I think he's good. I think he's a very serviceable. As a backup right back, I think he's a very good buy. Cheap, young, can develop.
They have great players.
I think he's a very good.
You need a good squad. We have great players, but you need a good squad if you're going to compete. We don't have a good squad. Like, you look at the bench, our bench options.
So why do you think everyone said that you're going to compete in the beginning of the season? Why there's a lot of Chelsea's fan base?
They got carried away after.
You guys, I'm going to tell you guys something. I completely disagree with you. I actually think Chelsea in the beginning of the season, if it was the same money that Chelsea spent, if they spent it on the right players, I think that team should have been good enough, not win the league, but at least pressure, challenge, get 75 points, which is 75 points to 79 points this season will get you challenging. I think the likes of Caicedo, Enzo, I can name Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia, Palmer, João Pedro, Estevao, Neto, Malo Gusto, Reece James at right back. That is a good enough team to challenge. They're very solid.
Neto isn't good enough. I'm sorry. If Arsenal have, with all due respect, if Arsenal are winning the league with the likes of Martinelli, Madueke as wingers, Neto is capable of challenging. I'm not saying win the league, just challenge. I'm taking either
telling me that Martinelli is better than Neto.
Yes.
Madueke is better than Neto. Absolutely not.
I'm taking Martinelli and Trossard over Garnacho any day of the week.
Okay, no one mentioned Garnacho. See, I didn't say Garnacho. I didn't say Garnacho. Garnacho didn't come out of my the word Garnacho didn't come out of my mouth.
Okay, cool.
So you're picking and choosing what suits what you want to say.
Okay, I'm taking Trossard over Neto any day of the week. Then there we go.
What?
Yes.
They're the same. Listen, this is what I'm saying. I
They
keep
are not
saying
the
it,
same
right?
player.
See what happens, right? When we
not
watch
old.
this
You don't want him.
is all fans do this, by the way. It's all fans do this. When things are not going well for you, you start revising history, right? And you start looking at things in a very negative way. I keep saying this, right? Neto cannot be the best player he needs to be because Chelsea do not play to any of his strengths. Until Chelsea release themselves from this stupid system that we keep trying to play Pep style football, they're gonna struggle with the
Okay.
players that they're buying.
Okay, I'm
Because
gonna ask you
someone like
again. Who implements
someone
that?
like Neto is a get behind the defender kind of player. You need to have people that are going to release the pass early behind the defense, right? So when you play
What about
that,
low
when you play,
blocks?
but the whole point is, even when you're playing a low block, right? Even when you're playing a low block, you've got to have artillery. It's not just him. It's got the whole team suffers in the low block. He's not the only one, right? And it's because you don't move the ball quickly.
I'm Arsenal suffering low blocks. City suffering low
Chelsea's
blocks.
issue-
Everyone suffers against low blocks.
Everyone does, but when you, that's why I said that. That's why I use Man City as a great example. The one thing that Man City do really well in a low block is that eventually they're going to get you. And how they get you is it's the 1-2 on the edge of the box, and they have runners that go
Quick
beyond
passes,
the defense.
yeah. Yeah.
Chelsea do not have what
You haven't
if
watched
watch
us lately,
Chelsea-
then.
That's,
Okay,
no, but I'm saying previously, I'm not talking about now. But if you watch Chelsea now, they do not do that at all. They do not run beyond the last defender. You will see people standing in front of a defender and nobody's moving.
And
That's
whose
not gonna get them out there
responsibilities?
confident.
Whose responsibility is the style of play? Whose responsibility is that?
It's a coach, but like I
Exactly,
said, it's not
exactly.
just
And who
him.
employs the coach?
But
Yeah,
it's
but who
not
employs the
just him.
coach?
It's not just, again. I keep saying this, like, it's not just him though. Again, this the whole point of what I'm saying to you is, right. That's why I said I'm not running to Blueco. I'm running to let's look at changing certain. It's little basic principles. That's what I'm asking for. If that can change, because we're saying get rid of the players, I'm saying to you, the players just need a little bit better instruction and a freedom to play. This is a top 4 side, easy,
Yep.
and then the conversation changes.
Okay, but my thing is, we weren't playing this way under Pochettino. So then all of a sudden they go to Enzo Maresca, who has played a very similar way to Rosenior now, and Rosenior's come in, done a similar thing, and it's even worse. But who keeps employing
What's
these
it worse?
coaches? It is worse.
How is it
Also,
worse?
there is-
He's winning.
You can't say
He's
it's
not
How is
winning
it
though, yeah?
worse?
It's
You
got
won
better
more
result.
games with him than Maresca. Yeah, it's like, how is it worse?
no, he
You
hasn't.
only-
He's,
Before the PSG game, he only lost to one manager in like 12 games. Mikel Arteta.
yeah, but
That's it.
he's drawing
Yeah,
to
everyone
Burnley.
else.
He's drawing to Burnley and Leeds. He's struggling
Yeah,
against
fine.
Wrexham.
We struggled with them as before. I mean, we were struggling.
I am not saying that he's a
Maresca
great
was
coach.
struggling.
He has no experience, and he has no experience, and I can't judge him. Tactically, he looks all right. He doesn't look like a bum, right? He looks all right. The problem for me, I think the players as well need to take accountability. For me, the catalyst of Chelsea is Cole Palmer. If Cole Palmer is not taking accountability
Top
for
five.
missing chances, the guy has to take accountability. We're not gonna
Yeah, but
baby
okay,
you.
but
We're not gonna do the same thing. Where you're young. You're young. What? This is your third full
But
season.
this
in the
goes
league.
back to this goes back to what I said about this is the last thing I'm going to say. This goes back to the squad building. Cole Palmer's obviously clearly not fit. We can all agree. If you have a good enough squad where someone can come in, you could say to Cole Palmer, right, you need to hold bench for a bit because you're clearly not fit, and we need to play someone who's going to come into form. We're still having to rely on Cole Palmer because Neto's been suspended twice in the past couple of weeks. Gittins is injured and he's not good enough anyway. And then we've got Garnacho and Esteval's injured again. Like if we had a good enough squad, we could say to Cole Palmer, you know what, you're gonna have to hold bench for a bit. Like you're a good player, but you're just clearly out of form and you're struggling to get back to fitness. But we don't have that. He's still having to play through it. Then as a result, like we're seeing the worst side of him. So this just goes back to the squad building and how poor the project's been.
I know that we'll see, but I think when we did the prediction, last thing we're gonna say that we did the prediction for the top 5. All of us, me, Terry, and Hussam, we gave the W for Chelsea against Newcastle. We never accounted for you losing at home to Newcastle. We actually gave you other losses, like Man
Yeah,
United away.
you gave us too much credit.
Yeah, like I think we did. I think we did.
No, we'll see what happens. Listen, they're inconsistent, so I already know. Like you have to wait.
I
and
think
see
if
what
Chelsea
8
make
games
top 5, it will be because Villa fumble or Liverpool fumble, not because
That's
Chelsea.
what I said. I think Man
I'm
United.
afraid
would have to win, so it wouldn't be. It would have to do our job still. So even if they fumble, we still have to do our job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you might not. You might not do
Still have to
exactly like
still have to do our
I
job.
said. The problem is going to happen for Chelsea if they make Champions League. and then they lose to PSG, and people will say, yeah, Liam Rosinia came in, he achieved the target. He made Champions League football. We got knocked out to a good PSG side. We reached the Carabao Cup semi-final and the FA Cup semi-final. Let's go again. And that is going to be our problem. But listen, there is a long discussion. We're going to have again another one on Tuesday after the PSG game. Hopefully we're going to have a congratulations to Arsenal. You haven't won the league yet, but it looks like it's happening. City, commiserations. It's actually one of the best discussions I've had about City for a while. Very deep discussion about City. It's actually fantastic. But guys, before we actually leave, hit that like button, people. We're almost at 400 likes. Ledge channel is in the description as well. Ledge AFC in the description as well. True City fan that it killed with Matthias and the other guys as well, and Patrick. Tariq Patterson every Tuesday evening. He's on his channel, of course, doing City content. Of course, Tariq Patterson. Dubes, you can follow Dubes on. I put actually a link for his Instagram and TikTok. It's actually on the in the description as well. You can follow him on TikTok and Instagram as well. Quest Knows Ball, the Mancunian Way as well, and the Gunner Edge. I want to thank everyone that joined us today. Fantastic show. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Hit the like button and subscribe. We'll take you to Sarcasm City TV with Flawless, of course. We'll see you guys there. We'll see you guys later. We're out of here, people. Take care, people.